You thought we was weak, you thought we would leave, we thought we would run for cover. The chosen seed, the sand of the seas, and we never run from nothing. 10 toes down, we can't leave, we in the bond covenant. They angry birds, they can't sleep, yellow canary, they suffering.
I step on a bird, no Sesame Street. The bigger they are, the louder they tweet. I kill the villain, they pay me the beat. Sylvester and Jerry ain't nothing on me. Michael Jackson with the moonwalk, you can feel the tulip when I beat it. Spirit grow when you feed it. Blue Spain undefeated. I'm running the play, no X's and O's. I follow my coach to leadership. We chopping the tree, ain't no cedar hill. That Lebanon burn, I got heaters here. All gas, no brakes. All action, no takes. Canary bitch full of fakes. One mic, all it takes.
You thought we was weak, you thought we would leave, we thought we would run for cover. Yeah. The chosen seed, the sand of the seas, and we never run from nothing. 10 toes down, we can't leave, we in the bond covenant. They angry birds, they can't sleep, yellow canary, they suffering.
What's a canary to a lion? What is a demon to a god? Holding their feet to the fire. Yeah, we revealing all their lies, because this truth they despise. Now they got the world trying to turn on us. Every time we bring up their wickedness, they turn around and put the blame on us. But this train moving, what you really doing is putting a whole lot of fame on us. People waking up left and right, shining bright and not the same on you. Revelation chapter 3 verse 9. Say you the Jews, but you do lie. The devil see, we see it in your eyes. It's all division, see your own demise.
You thought we was weak, you thought we would leave, we thought we would run for cover. The chosen seed, the sand of the seas, and we never run from nothing. 10 toes down, we can't leave, we in the bond covenant. They angry birds, they can't sleep, yellow canary, they suffering.
Tweety on his daddy's mission, he done seen the internet is death for him. See the Vivi trying to come against us, got the word of God, now we blasting on him. My God's black, green blasting phony. Twitter fingers, but he hiding from me. Got a lot to say with no evidence. Strips say they black, but your nose rose, goddamn. Eating them risen, we beating them down with these scriptures, you know how we gets it in. 80 a line, them issues is crying, cause ain't no comments but limited. Purple and go put it into them. On every corner, we're wild with this medicine. You play the victim, but we know your hidden agenda. Them niggas you killed, they done risen. Listen, we on fire, go kiss it. Been identified, we not missing. Now you on trial, you pedophile for identity theft against Israel. We are official, blasting the Spanish as people. You thought you could hide, but we see you. Got to be kidding, if you think you hidden, this water has risen, came down through the bishops. Stay out of business. You mad and we get it. You try to get out of what's written. Never knew mercy for the word thee. You was a cursed seed from the beginning. Seeking your vengeance and never repented. Never put back what's missing. Oh, you play with God, he gon' show his power. Time is winding down for all Edom.
Can you steal a renovation? Brand new rolling in the makeup. Can you steal a renovation?
We outside, they don't wanna play with us. The word of the Lord, we sprung in the soil, yeah, it can get dangerous. And we gon' slide, cause it ain't a thing to us. We keeping the charge, they pulling your guard, cause it ain't a game to us. We outside, 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 we outside.
Shining light up on your past, you know he been lying. He been corrupted, now I'm disgusted, it's time to break him down. You ain't never had the spirit, no, not one time. Got our people up every Sunday coming to pay your tithe. Hey, but it's time for the real. Samuel L., yeah, it's time for the kill. Christianity, part of my friends, but that itch got us breaking the seal. Taught us sin, yeah, it made us to kneel. White Jesus like everywhere. Broke our spirit and it made us scared. Now we in the streets, spiritually dead. Pull up. You already know what it is. You hear the boots banging and the trumpet ringing. You know we all up in your grill. Cause this it's got to cease. Moving sin, yeah, the mark of the beast. We ain't come here to fight you. We only came here to teach, expanding our reach. Oh, you say you love the people, well, we about to see. Denounce everything that you done taught and give up your seat. Yeah, we knew you wouldn't, cause you ain't for the sheep. You a wolf up in sheep clothing. That's why we had to pull up on you. We outside.
They don't wanna play with us. The word of the Lord, we sprung in the soil, yeah, it can get dangerous. And we gon' slide, cause it ain't a thing to us. We keeping the charge, they pulling your car, cause it ain't a game to us. We outside, 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 we outside.
Tell your pastor we outside, we need to talk to him. That purple and gold, the army of God, yeah, a convoy. This your pastor constantly crying like a little boy, trying to save his slave master like a good boy. Unapologetic, my actions I don't regret it, no. Breeze up out the, breeze up out the, breeze up out the cut him up. He dancing around, jumping around, effing around and found out his blood on the pavement. Your pastor can't see, he blind now. What the hell wrong with him? I say he asinine. He tried to duck, I hit him again with a punchline. I heard you in that teaching with your Bible closed. Prosperity preaching, pastor, keep a bankroll. We banking on your church, we at the front door. You steady collecting tithe, taking from the popo. Turn my speaker up, I need a reader. Give me the mic, watch me fight for my people.
We outside, they don't wanna play with us. The word of the Lord, we swinging the sword, yeah, it can get dangerous. And we gon' slide, cause it ain't a thing to us. We keeping in charge, they pulling your guard, cause it ain't a game to us. We outside, 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 we outside.
We the best to ever do it. You ain't heard. We the gods on this earth. Check the verse. Psalms 82 and 6. I know my worth. Came out of the dirt, black to the ground. Yeah, I know that it hurt. Let's go. I wanna lease on these dogs. Yeah. I wanna lease on these dogs. Yeah. The greatest nation rising up. Pray for these heathen to fall. All of their kingdom dissolve. All of their kingdom dissolve. House of David, flame on. Look how our bodies evolve.
Just for the gods, just look at the eyes. We built a brick road that's covered in gold. I don't know the Wizard of Oz. I give it my soul, I give it my all, till I got a leash on these dogs. I'm feeling like Jaws, I swim in that water, shipwrecked like Paul, and still on the ball float. KJV, I'm told. Word like fire that's smoking. Precepts got you choking. Cut your soul wide open. Let's get to the meat. Sip on the milk, I needed a tree. Go ghost, I really just needed a sheet. Cook doctrines, your pastor needed the heat. Keep prophets round me when I move. Came to fix on faces, and that Bible is my tool. Powers that be got me, why these heathens got the rule. But Israel got next forever and ever, that death for the Jews.
We the best to ever do it. You ain't heard. We the gods on this earth. Check the verse. Psalms 82 and 6. I know my worth. Came out of the dirt, black to the ground. Yeah, I know that it hurt. Let's go. I wanna lease on these dogs. Yeah. I wanna lease on these dogs. Yeah. The greatest nation rising up. Pray for these heathen to fall. All of their kingdom dissolve. All of their kingdom dissolve. House of David, flame on. Look how our bodies evolve. And we bold with it. I know it seems strange, but our soul different. The children of light and we glow with it. If you're still in the darkness, you so ignorant. Like Zerubbabel, we the Lord's signet. Shining bright to the nations. Wisdom shine on our faces. Now bow your knee to our Savior, about to erase you. Hey, you looking at God's chosen. His white robes from the hands of the King. You looking at God's clothing. Not a stain on my raiment, I had to reclaim it. This is the God's moment. So we search the oracles just to overdose with the imagery hidden in the catacombs. We the greatest, he made us to damage those that blaspheme his tabernacle. Tried it underfoot, let them feel the boot. Bound the kids and chains and shackles. Then next come a fiery lake. We the gods, make no mistake. Prophesied to the 12 gates with our names written on golden plates. We the best to ever do it. You ain't heard. We the gods on this earth. Check the verse. Psalms 82:6, I know my worth. Came out of the dirt, back to the ground, yeah, I know that it hurt. Let's go, let's go. I wanna lease on these dogs, yeah. I wanna lease on these dogs, yeah. The greatest nation rising up, pray for these heathen to fall. All of their kingdom dissolve, all of their kingdom dissolve. House of David, flame on, look how our bodies evolve. I wanna lease on these dogs, yeah. I wanna lease on these dogs, yeah. The greatest nation rising up, pray for these heathen to fall. All of their kingdom dissolve, all of their kingdom dissolve. House of David, let's go. First woe, second woe, third woe coming soon. I see the nations turned into ashes. Somebody pass me a broom. I see the angels like what's cracking. This be the day of doom. Second Esdras, chapter 7. God got things to do. God got things to prove. Show exactly who he is. You shouldn't mess with his kids. He just get battered and bruised. Then we gon' reign and I need a chain. We make them follow the rules. And if they don't like it, then off with his head. It's time that we put him to bed. I got time today. Israel, we gon' shine today. Celestial body, no Super Saiyan. I'm in my prime today. I need the kingdom, yeah, I really need it. And I gotta find a way to get through them gates. Salute Uriel like it's finally time to play. Hey, switch up. Now back to the matter at hand. See, guess my Redeemer, he living. And he would not meet as a man. See, I built my house on a rock, and y'all said it building on sand. So when Armageddon pop off, Sunday boom, knock the socks off, breaking the seal, locks off. 17 nations get cropped off. This is the third woe. Last time before the world blow. Repentance open, better take hold. Take heed or you gon' bleed. The glory pertaining, we Jacob seed. So when you see us, take a knee as I save it, crown the king. First woe, second woe, third woe coming soon. I see the nations turned into ashes. Somebody pass me a broom. I see the angels like what's cracking. This be the day of doom. Second Esdras, chapter 7. God got things to do. God got things to prove. Show exactly who he is. You shouldn't mess with his kids. He just get battered and bruised. Then we gon' reign and I need a chain. We make them follow the rules. And if they don't like it, then off with his head. It's time that we put him to bed.
Waking my people up so the highest can lay all these heathens down. All these matches they cleaving to clean the grounds. But the streets with the word, watch the demon drown. We was built for the whoa, whoa, whoa. Battle axe. Ready when he say go handle that. See the light on the hill where your candle at. Babylon about to fall, nuka scramble that. Cracking his head like it's an egg. He eating destruction for breakfast. Give him a noose and call it a necklace. Knock out his teeth up for thinking so reckless. Yeah, that's righteous indignation. For they perpetual hatred. Keep these laws because they sacred. And I wanna rise so I can break these nations. Talking to the gods of the earth. Had to plan it first, then we taking it back. It ain't the time to relax. Come with a doctrine, you better retract. Get your act right, or we gotta redact. Better come correct, we don't do it for checks. Do it cause we got next. Christ coming with the muscle, that's a flex.
First woe, second woe, third woe coming soon. I see the nations turned into ashes. Somebody pass me a broom. I see the angels like what's cracking. This be the day of doom. Second Esdras, chapter 7. God got things to do. God got things to prove. Show exactly who
Welcome
he is.
to Blog Talk
You shouldn't
Radio.
mess with his kids. He just get battered and bruised. Then we gon' reign and I need a chain. We make them follow the rules. And if they don't like it, then off with his head. It's time that we put him to bed.
To start your show now.
Your show is scheduled to start in 32 seconds.
And I need 1,000 tears. Step by step by step. I'm on 1,000 tier. That biblical fire, you getting washed and you cannot try over here. They over hating, but they really loving this black skin. You grieving his wolves is packed in, and I'm with 100 like Acts 10. Stop reaching for things that you can't explain. What you can't explain, don't look to complain.
Your show will go live in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1.
It's that time again. Yeah. Ya la hora. You know, power hour. Ponle atención, class is in session. Tune in for an hour, maybe more, that's a blessing. Learn from the captains and the leadership. Flee from religion, cause them churches never teaching everything you learn for your benefit. Line upon line is a requisite. Never take a deficit. Yeah, that mean you take a loss if you stray from the way. You get the understanding if you study every day. Apply what you learn and bless when you pray. There's one interpretation, man, it's saying what it's saying. Ya viene el tiempo, entra para el templo. Aprende del maestro con talento. La Biblia es el centro, usando a Israel como instrumento. No te pierdas en doctrina como viento. Estudia y ora y aplica. Tiempo para Dios, ven, hace una cita. Escritura dinamita, morenos y hispanos israelitas. Oye cómo explica Israel unido en Cristo para la vida, nunca se divida. Tune in, it's the power hour. Learn your family history, don't be a coward. Yeah, tune in, it's the power hour. I said learn your family history, don't be a coward.
Yeah, history to learn. It's the power hour. 11 hour. Tune in to your history. You know it ain't no mystery. Power hour. 11 hour. You gon' know your history. 11 hour. Power hour.
Shalom, shalom. Welcome to the Power Hour Plus.
Yeah.
I'm Deacon Yashua.
Shalom, shalom, shalom. Officer Asher here. Officer Ruvain.
Officer Tobias.
Yeah. You know, most people, Officer Asher, are just thinking that you're a Shia.
Oh, right now?
Damn it.
We look totally different.
Yeah, but you know we all look the same.
Jesus Christ!
Yeah.
That's racist.
Damn it. I don't know about that one.
Damn it.
Hey, he has been trying to get his hairstyle kind of like
Yeah.
no,
No,
like
your beard's a little more advanced than his at this point.
You think so? His is growing more on the sides though. That's what I'm more right
But
here.
he's not Issachar. He's Asher, bro.
They don't have one for me, do they?
Nah, they don't.
No, they don't have one.
No, I just did that because you say they look alike.
Yeah,
Good job, Benson.
It's true. We all share characteristics and behaviors.
That's true.
This is true.
That's true.
Right.
You know what? Northern Kingdom does have a very similar characteristic, and I bet you could agree with me on this one.
What is that?
Typically, not all.
Wait,
This is why I think I may be Ephraim.
What are you
Partly.
betting? What are you betting if I agree?
I would bet that I would buy one of those beard manly badge of dignity.
He can't even say it right.
He just fumbled
He
all
can't
of
even
that.
say.
Badge of dignity.
Just say what the heck you're gonna say.
All right, here we go.
One
One trait that I found very common amongst the Northern Kingdom tribes is not all of them. So don't get me wrong. Don't get offended. A lot of Northern Kingdom is very timid. Timid. Yes. Think about when we go to the country, we speak to them, right? Some of them don't even respond when we ask them a question. Now, let's look at some of our brothers and sisters.
Okay, I think you can say that to some extent in some scenarios, but I wouldn't say a lot. I think when we travel and we go to other countries, it's more of that respect and honor type of thing, much like you see in those Japanese and Chinese movies and stuff like that. It's more a thing of respect because when they're ready to pop off, they freaking pop.
That's true. I've seen.
Bro,
some
have you been
crazy-
on an airplane in South America?
No. You was talking about it. I didn't.
Bro, they
I didn't
elbowing
concur.
you to get out. Yes, see, y'all used to
that's
America,
crazy. That's crazy.
right? And everybody waits for the row in front to get out. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yo, they running from the back of the plane, bro. You be in the front, and they run from the back, bro. They run.
That's crazy.
They run down the aisle.
Crazy work.
They jumping over children, pushing old ladies aside.
I mean,
Northern Kingdom is different.
Bro.
I gotta catch my next flight.
Bro, it's only like that in South America, bro.
Wow.
So that kind of debunks what you were trying to say.
No.
They're actually like polite here in the United States.
Crazy work.
Yep. And I don't know if Central's like that. I don't think Central's like that. It's only in South America, bro. They just run to the front of the plane.
I didn't.
Rude.
I didn't notice that.
Rude, bro. Rude.
All right. What about emotional?
Benson, go ahead. You were gonna
Stop
say
it.
something.
Hey, D, if the planes look anything like what you showed us, I'd probably run off of it too. I ain't gonna lie.
No, that's like when we're doing little puddle
You're
jumps.
talking about the small planes.
No, those are like puddle jumpers. Yeah, no.
Yeah, he's
That's
talking about
what,
the small
little
ones.
10K,
Yeah, that-
the
no,
little
that-
10,000
the
feet
little tiny
planes.
ass ones.
You feel everything.
bro.
Man.
Two seats.
I never forget, bro. First of all, it was hot.
Oh damn, no AC.
There was flies in it.
Oh Lord.
How you got to fly in that look?
There-
I wasn't in that one.
Flies. There was flies in it.
I wasn't in that one.
It was propellers.
Yeah.
It was 2 propellers.
Yeah.
And it had duct tape on the wings.
Okay,
crazy work.
Wait a minute.
That's crazy work.
Crazy work.
Bro, it was wild, bro. It was wild. The food was well worth it though when we got there.
It was worth it to take the duct tape
man.
So
plane
y'all
to get
didn't
to the
go.
food.
Y'all was in Belize, and I don't think y'all enjoyed Belizean food, bro.
Damn.
Because Smokies is like world famous.
I enjoyed Smokies.
I got a dude that I used to go to high school with. I still friends with him on Facebook. And he spends a lot of time over there in Belize. He's got a lot of family. He's trying to do business stuff over there. And he always posted up food from Smokies. So
Smokies was smoking. I ain't gonna front.
Bro, Smokies.
It was good, bro.
Smokies is legit. You with Smokies? The whole fish.
Yeah,
bro. The little plátano sliders.
Was that the?
That's the one where we sat by the water.
Did we go the? Oh yes, by the water.
You only came to Belize on that trip.
God.
I know. I remember now. It was by the water.
Yeah.
Ephraim had got the little color. Remember he got the one.
Yes.
The one cup. He wanted to take it back because it looked girly.
Yeah.
Remember that? Yes, I remember that. I remember that.
Now, Princess Court in America, they're not that rude on the planes. Like what I thought was rude, I actually appreciate. That they'll be a little kind.
I wonder how Argentinians are because of the complexity.
Well, we'll find out sooner.
I'm just saying.
Uh-oh.
If you thought it was bad in South America with
That's
maybe
prophecy.
the Peruvians, I wonder what the Argentinians like based off their complexity. And when you look at the history, there's a lot of Edomites that were there, so they might have that. They might have that privilege. I don't know.
There's a lot of Edomites everywhere.
Right.
They overspread the earth.
The fatness.
But Argentina,
the earth was given into their hands.
Yeah.
Didn't they send killers down there to Argentina? Who was it?
The
you know what I'm talking about?
Mossad for the yeah.
That's what it was. It was Argentina somewhere else. Brazil.
Yes.
Yep.
Hunting down the fake Jews that were doing the Holocaust and stuff.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Are you gonna do the scent of the night?
I am gonna do the scent of the night. Shalawam, scent of the night.
But wait, are you Judah? Are you Gad? Are you Simeon?
Que lo que me. Hey.
He's been practicing this all day.
Esto kiao me. Esto es clavitud,
I saw
no Simeon.
I saw on Instagram a little breakdown of Simeon slang.
Right.
And I sent it to him to go with his new haircut. So he's been practicing. His Simeon slang. Y'all should post it up, bro. I think it's funny, so y'all can learn the Simeon slang.
That's it.
I put it in the offices.
Yeah, you put it in the offices.
Y'all grab it off the offices so you can see his cheat sheet.
Man, now for real,
to learn the Simeon vernacular.
That's good too. I'm gonna have to keep it.
Hey,
right
I
on
sent it to Captain Zeph. He never replied. He probably didn't understand.
Sister, I said that. Are you mean Argentinians? Sister, that's been my experience with the few that I've come across when I used to be in banking. The ones that I would meet, they're very, very arrogant. Very arrogant. She said they're very proud of their light skin tone.
I was gonna say
that's what I was saying.
That's
what I was saying.
Hey, everywhere we've been in Central South America, more people have accepted the image than have denied it. The true color of Christ. I'm curious to see how they rock.
I was gonna say that y'all ain't been down. You ain't been down to the depths of hell yet.
It's coming though. It's coming. Hey, on that note, before you get into the sense of the night, you want to sponsor these trips? Do you want to know,
man,
if they'll accept the true identity of Christ in Argentina or Chile?
Right.
Look at that QR code right there.
Hold on, you got it. There it is.
Right where?
You can see it now.
Look at that QR code right there.
Oh, right there.
Oh, I'm on delay, so I gotta wait and make sure I got it right. Let me see. Okay, I was close. I'm getting there. I'm getting closer. Look at that QR code right there. Y'all go ahead and scan that QR code. All right. Support the Booster Club because it's needed. Okay. All right. And we gonna find these things out for you. We're gonna find these things out for you. Go ahead, hit the scent of the night.
The scent of the night is cognac and Kerbins.
No, I don't want that there, bro. I want the one that I put. That was the Instagram link.
Claude, have mercy.
I'll send it to him.
Y'all, come on, bro.
Y'all messing up the flow of the show.
Who did
the
that?
flow of the show.
Was that Michael? Was that David?
Well, Soldier Obadiah not in the officer chat, so we got to get it for him.
Okay.
Oh, okay. All right.
All right. Communicate.
I'll put it on the. Here we go. There's a link to it right here. General.
The scent of the night. Cognac and Kerbins.
Oh, that's one of my all-time. I've been taking a break from the cognac and Cubans, though. I've been taking a break from it. But
the rose sandalwood is been going.
What am I using now? I think I'm using amber sandalwood right now.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I got the minis.
Yeah.
So I've been using a lot of my minis, trying different scents.
Yes.
So I've been rocking with the amber sandalwood.
And that's what I suggest too. When you go to getbeardgains.com, go get you like 5 of them little tester scents. That mahogany spice, that's good.
Yeah.
How you say it?
Tato. Well, we're gonna see.
Bro.
Peruvians. Nah, you know what? Peruvians, a lot of them accepted it, no problem.
No, yeah,
when
Peruvians
we went
Peruvians on
You were
point.
with us in Peru, right?
Yeah.
Peru, they was all right.
I liked Peru.
I don't know.
a lot.
Maybe we was in the ghetto. Maybe if we go to the uppity areas,
Right.
there'll be a little more.
Crazy work.
Yeah, we always go to
They
the
was
ghetto.
on fire in Peru. They was on fire.
The crowds was wild. The second one.
I mean, people buck up. That's anywhere you're gonna have a portion that buck up, but yeah. What's my favorite tribe from each kingdom? Nah, man, why you put me on the spot like that, man?
Crazy work.
You know, I've said it before.
Divisions.
I've said it before. I have said it before. Do I have a favorite Northern Kingdom tribe outside of my own?
Of course you do.
Nah, I don't think so.
So you mentioned Peru. Peru was nice, right?
Peru was
All
great.
right. Well, how was Colombia?
Well, we were in like basically Black Colombia. So
how was
like
Ecuador?
this.
Ecuador, they were pretty good. Everywhere we've been, they've been pretty receptive of it. Everywhere they've been, we've been pretty receptive.
And
of it.
Nika, what tribe was that?
In Ecuador?
Yeah.
That's
all
Asher.
of them.
That's
Asher.
Asher. Oh,
I'm just helping. I'm
you
helping.
want me to
No.
like Asher?
No. I'm helping you.
Well,
to decide.
Up until this point, that's true. We have done a lot with Asher.
Talk to me. Now, may I remind you the food in Peru?
It's incomplete. I gotta see what's up with Naphtali.
Yeah, they're white privilege.
I gotta see what's up with Naphtali. Then I'll let you know what my favorite Northern Kingdom tribes are.
All praises.
Right.
Okay. Blame not before thou heard thy cause.
Right. I gotta experience Naphtali first.
Okay.
I know. You're.
Yeah,
I see what you're doing. You're lining it up.
He's
'cause we've been
lining.
dealing with Asher a lot.
Yeah, he's lining it
Our
up.
first international school was Asher.
That's right.
So you want me to? I know. I love my Asherites. Soldier Valiente, Officer Asher here, Officer Daniel.
But he ain't rocking MBD.
Bro.
There's that.
All the soldiers in Ecuador. I love my Asherites. They were good. It was good. The eats is good. I gotta say, outside of my eat from food, that's been some of the best food that I've had is Asher food. Not in Ecuador though. Ecuador is trash.
Oh yeah. You don't like Ecuador at all.
Ecuador. Food. Oh no, only the. Damn, what was the soup? Sopa de bola.
With the cheese.
It was the plátano soup. Like they take the plátano and they roll it in balls with the meat. That I liked. That I liked over there.
That one.
But Peru food was good.
Man, that restaurant.
And Colombian food was good too. Some of the best fish I had was that. Remember that?
Colombia?
I tipped the chef that time. But anyway, I digress. Hey, so this is the cheat sheet. Speaking of tribes, that I gave Uvain that I saw. This is just a little humor. We're gonna get into our topic. And I like all the Northern Kingdom talk because we're gonna talk about Northern Kingdom tonight.
Right.
Some observations that are being made.
Right.
And making sure that we all stay on proper message of the prophetic breakdowns.
Right. Speaking the same thing.
Of who the Northern Kingdom is.
Bring it out.
Today. And how we identify the tribes as well, right? How we identify the tribes. So we're gonna talk about that.
It's gonna be good.
Yes. So go ahead, put it up on the screen. This was. I said, listen, Uvain's haircut was looking very Dominican, and when he got it fresh, it grew in a little now, so it's not too bad. But when it was fresh, he was looking very Dominican. See, cameraman, that's when you put the camera on him when I talk about his haircut.
Crazy work,
right? That's when you. Right, and that's when you get a good shot on his haircut.
Yes, and the MBD
with
glistening.
a picture as we're talking.
Yes,
all right, all right, and it grew in a little now, so it don't look so much. But he had the super high fade, like it went above the temples type fade.
Shout out to my barber for the.
And he looked like a
experiment.
Dominican ball player. Right.
Que lo que?
Sure did.
No, Ephraim has the best coffee. So I said Colombia has the best coffee. I did say that when I got back, but then I went to Puerto Rico and I had my cafe again, and it's close.
Taste buds rejuvenate.
It's close. The coffee in Cuba was banging. I mean, Cuban coffee is good too. The coffee in Colombia is banging, but it's close. But I gotta give it to Ephraim.
That makes sense.
Lord have mercy.
I know the world got you believing that it's Colombian coffee and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
check it out. It says, did you learn how to pronounce it? It has the pronunciation there. So let's try, Ruvain.
All right.
What? So this was the Dominican slang, right? And it says, and they were going into how it's a reflection of their history and everything else. Okay. So go ahead. Do you know what that word is?
Tigre.
Wait. Look at the pronunciation.
Tigre.
There you go.
Tigre.
Tigre.
So how would you use that in a sentence?
How would you use it in a sentence reading the definition?
Hey.
You could use me as an example. You could use me as an example. Go ahead.
Tú no eres tigre. Oh,
yeah.
Tú no eres tigre.
Yo, man. Why you take my shine?
Bang, bang.
That's crazy.
Quiao.
Oh, dang. It says ladies, men, savvy. That's crazy.
Quiao. Estoy quiao.
Oh.
Porque estoy en esclavitud.
I like it.
Hey, that wasn't
that one
bad.
bad, bro. That one bad.
All right, what's that one?
Humo.
And so what's it mean?
It means to be intoxicated, which is against the scriptures.
Right.
No estoy humo.
No estoy humo. Okay, all right. What else we got?
Oh, que lo que.
He loves this one.
Que lo que.
Everybody can say that.
Use it in a
Everybody can
sentence.
say that.
Use it in a sentence.
Que lo que, man? ¿Todo bien contigo hoy?
Bien.
That's what's up. All right. This one, my wife is like, that's her favorite.
Oh, she uses this one?
Bro, she uses all of these.
Hey,
bro.
papi.
That's how you know.
I be using these because I've been with her.
I was curious how you knew these. I had to read the whole thing.
Bro, I be using these.
Hermano. ¿Te pasó? ¿Te pasó, hermano? Tranquilo, papi.
So me like you being extra. Wow, tú estás pasado.
Te pasó,
like
papi.
you crossed the line, bro. You crossed the line. Oh, snap. Okay, all right. See, let me tell you why Mexicans are nasty. So when I first got here, and I don't mean it in a disrespectful way, I'm talking about in your thoughts. Apparently, to Issachar, ching means give me a little piece of, give me a little, wet the willy.
Uncased,
I didn't know that.
A little uncased.
Wet the willy. Right? So but it means a little bit, right? Like just give me I'll take some, right? Or a small portion, right?
Yeah.
So like, for example, if I would offer my wife something, like we were eating, she'd be like, yeah, dame un ching. Which means like, let me just give me a little bit. So I remember when I first got here.
Oh shit! Who were you talking to?
Dina was the main cook.
Oh snap!
And she would offer me food. This Dina who's married to Officer Israelis, right?
This is crazy.
And I would be like, yeah, dame un ching.
Oh,
Like
and she
cochino.
was looking at me like,
Yo, did she explain? Did Israel?
no, not right away. She didn't explain, but eventually
She held that
did.
in?
Man.
Eventually, I guess they figured it out that it meant a little bit.
Crazy
Okay,
word.
And then finally one day she was cracking up, and I was like, "What? Because I only want a little bit?" And she was like, "No." And ching means something
man.
else. She said, "That's my husband." Ching means something else.
Yo, that's crazy.
Crazy word.
So
Could
they-
you imagine?
I just wondered what she was digging at the
Yo,
beginning.
that's a council culture right there. Oh my God,
Should I
that's a
tell my
wine
husband?
scene. I know,
Yes.
like crazy word.
So,
What would his rice think?
right.
Oh snap!
So use ching in a sentence.
Necesito chin cognac and Cuban en tu pelo.
Oh, okay. So a little bit. What else we got?
Tato.
Use it in a sentence.
¿Cómo estás?
Tato.
It's almost like you're like, like when you say like whatever or okay or I'm in
Right.
agreement, right?
Tato.
Tato. So you could use it in different ways depending on the emotion, right? Okay, go ahead. What's the next one?
Ta heavy. Okay.
Ta heavy.
Ta heavy.
Uh-huh.
Ta heavy.
Oh, that heavy.
Tu camisa está Reina del Norte. Tati. How you say
No,
it?
you're saying it wrong.
Ta heavy.
You're going up a
Ta heavy.
definition.
Uh-huh.
Oh, you
Yeah.
stick to the one you're right,
Ta
man.
heavy.
Come on.
Ta heavy.
Ta heavy. Tu camisa ta heavy.
Gracias.
So for example,
They use bacano.
Tobias tells me he got a write up at his job today. Let's say, right? I'll be like, wow, bro, eso está heavy. Eso está heavy. Right? Okay.
We use this one too, Dick.
You use that
in Colombia?
Asher? Yeah.
Bacano. My dad always uses it.
Damn, you announced it.
Oh, I'm sorry. He didn't hear me. He didn't hear me.
His
Spanish so
pronounce it.
Bacano.
That's pretty good.
Good job.
That's
Is
pretty
that,
good.
is that how you say it? Bacano?
Bacano.
Bacano.
All right,
okay.
so use it in a.
Somos bacanos.
Yeah, you don't really use it like that. I never. No, you would say it as saying something is. Por ejemplo, tu camisa es muy bacano.
So if
Feast of Tabernacles.
right.
Bacano.
Yeah, you could say something like
Okay.
that.
All right, we're going to keep it simple.
What else? They got a bunch, bro. All right, that was it.
Okay, all praise.
So that's
How'd I do?
I think that if you practice those, you're gonna fit right in.
Okay.
You're gonna fit right in.
Bacano.
Does Captain Zeph approve? Captain Zeph, are you on here?
Oh, hell no.
Cap
go, hell no.
You know, he don't really speak the slang that much.
Oh, yeah?
Nah, he
Nah,
don't
he
really
don't,
speak
no,
the
no.
slang that much. He'll speak like a little more proper when it comes to that.
Okay.
So, we got any health stuff before we get to our main topic? Was there anything on the that we missed health-wise?
Let's find out.
Health.
I think we covered those.
No, sir. We covered everything from health.
We did, even from last time? Oh, okay. All right. So we ain't gonna do no health today. That's all right by me.
All right.
That's all right by me.
Oh, except for your proper grooming needs, go to getbeardgains.com.
Right.
All right?
Getbeardgains.com. Let me see.
Keep
man.
that
I swore
beard
there
looking
was
fresh.
something- I swore that there was something health-wise I wanted to go over. Let me see. Do-do-do-do-do. Y'all could be talking, bro. You know there's no dead air.
Crazy
What's
okay.
wrong with y'all, bro?
Crazy work.
So, Ruben,
Yeah.
tell me about the beard thing. Convince me.
Oh, of
Well,
course.
First of all, if you don't see it glistening off of me, then
I see it glistening, but I haven't. Well, never mind. I don't
Okay,
wanna- I
so
don't
check
wanna
this
pose.
out. So
I
check
don't
this.
wanna pose. Go ahead.
So check
I'm
this
listening.
out.
Mhm.
With your grade of hair, I would suggest that you use a balm. Put it on. You put it on the skin. Apply it here. Right. What it's gonna do is it's gonna help thicken and bond those follicles.
Wait,
and
so even
bring
the
out
balm,
the hair.
even the balm promotes growth? I thought it was the
Yes.
the serum.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Hey,
absolutely.
dude.
No, everybody thinks it's just for styling.
Okay,
We got something up on
that
the
part.
screen.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Yes.
We got some. Okay.
No, Admiral, that's Simeon. That's Simeon slang. That's not Ephraim slang. Our slang's kind of dirty.
Claude Hammers.
It is. Ephraim slang is dirty.
Yeah, you heard the one word.
Hey.
Yep. Okay. What we got?
No, before you get into the health halos,
Mhm.
all right? Show me. I've debunked the big bone before, right?
Facts.
Wait,
Yeah.
before you do that, don't put it on the screen. Don't put it on the screen. Yeah.
The first one.
And nobody monitoring? Can you do a poll? Who thinks they're big bone? Who thinks they're just overweight?
Damn it. Big back,
Big back. Who
I'm
thinks
doing a
they're
poll right now.
You gonna do the poll? We're gonna do a poll. I want to see who thinks they're big bone and who just realizes they're overweight.
Claude Hammers.
Or is big bone a thing?
Bacano is chévere. That's correct. It's all right.
Chévere.
Chévere we use a lot too in Colombia.
Chévere.
Chévere. Ephraim uses chévere.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We use.
chévere.
Have you heard huevón? ¿Qué pasa huevón?
That's an Asher thing,
Yeah.
right? Where-
Colombia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Who y'all got the poll going? Who think they big boned? That's your classification.
Big boned.
You've been big boned all your life.
He said I'm built like a churro. I don't even know what that means. Are you slim?
Claude have
Are you-
mercy.
Do you have a lot of crevices? Like I don't understand.
Right,
full of
right.
sugar.
Oh, he got a lot of crevices.
Yeah, there is.
Where's the poll? I don't see it up. Did you put
Who's
it up?
got that? I don't have.
I'm typing it out now.
Oh, he
Okay.
said he typing it up.
Man,
We gotta. I want to see him put the poll up.
for real. It's a thing now. We need to lose a lot more weight collectively too.
Yeah, we gotta really take care of it. You know, that goes into everybody likes to. I've said this before. We all like to quote, "Our bodies are temple," right? Can we get that real quick?
Yes, sir.
For what? When we talk about
Marijuana,
don't smoke, don't use
drugs.
marijuana, and all of that, right?
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 3 and verse 16. Know ye not that ye are the temple of God,
Uh huh.
and that the Spirit of God dwelleth in you.
Right.
If any man defile the temple of God.
What verse did you start at?
Verse 16.
Oh, jump to 19.
Verse 19. For the wisdom of this world is foolishness.
Where are you?
1 Corinthians 3.
No, I want 6 and 19.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 6 and verse 19.
Damn, usually on it when I just call it out. You know what the hell I want. Come
yes,
on.
sir. What? Know ye not that your body is the temple of the Holy Ghost, which is in you, which ye have of God, and ye are not your own?
Right. So your whole body is the temple of the Holy Ghost, right?
You don't own it.
Right. You don't own it.
Damn. You pay rent.
Bought with a price.
Damn.
You don't own it. You've been given to it as like a steward, right?
Yes.
So we
that's
have to
true.
be able to deal with it in a fashion that's becoming of us, right? And get me that in Sirach about health and good estate.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Did you want the next verse?
Go ahead if you got something good.
Verse
I'm
20.
not looking at it.
For ye are bought with a price.
Ooh, there you go.
Therefore, glorify God in your body and in your spirit,
Oh,
which are God's.
Glorify Him in your body and your spirit. So a lot of y'all want to just focus on the spiritual, but He's saying you glorify Him in your body as well. That means don't abuse it. That can go into don't sexually abuse your body. Don't expose yourself to pollutions and evil communications.
Right.
Following the dietary law. Right? If it's a spiritual thing, then why do we still have to follow the dietary law? Because it's physical as well. We must take care. We must be good caretakers of what we have.
That's right.
That goes into what I was talking about, the faithful and little, when I was doing that new moon class, right? And I wanted to really break it down under multiple layers of things that we think are little in the bigger scheme of things, but they kind of carry over, right? It goes back to when we were talking about that magnanimous man, that great soul man. How can we be applying these laws, statutes, and commandments and be so undisciplined, uneducated, in bad shape of the things that we can control? I understand that there's some diseases and afflictions that are genetic and we're just going to have. Some of it might be, punishment. Some of it might just be the way things are and what the Lord has for you. Sometimes it's there for you to go through it, to strengthen yourself, to see what's in you. Whatever the multitude of reasons are, there's a physical component to what these laws do for you.
That manifests.
Right. So we're supposed to do it with the care that we have in what He's given us now in these bodies. Right? I mean, brothers and sisters pray over their food and like it's nourishing your body, not your spirit, right? Your spirit gets nourished by the words. So you got to be mindful of those things. And this is why Sirach goes into great detail about health. You'll find some stuff in Proverbs and other areas, but Sirach goes a lot into health in a couple of the chapters. It goes into mental health even and not being depressed and things like that, right? But go ahead, read this.
The book of Sirach, chapter 30 and verse 15. Health and good estate of body are above all gold, and a strong body above infinite wealth.
Right. He's talking about your body. I'm talking about your body.
I just realized it said a strong body.
A strong body. A strong body. That is strong in obviously strength, right? And we're not talking about you got to be out there winning powerlifting competitions, but also resiliency, right? A strong body in that regard as well. So we really should be mindful that we're not polluting that body either, right? It's something that He's given to us, and we're bought with a price, right? Is there more on that?
No, sir.
Can I bring
got
something out?
Yeah, y'all can bring something out. Go ahead.
Verse 16.
Let me get verse 16, and then we'll get Revelation.
Verse 16. There is no riches above a sound body, and no joy above the joy of the heart.
Right, because when we read in 1 Corinthians, it said that the Holy Ghost was in us. So that already lets you know that the bodies that we have, these temples, are a lot more valuable than we even realize. So we have to take care of it. I want Revelations 18 and 4, because this is what we have basically bought into being here in America. Go ahead.
The book of Revelation, chapter 18 and verse 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sin.
Watch this.
And that ye receive not of her plague.
Because when you overeat, you get diabetes, you get heart disease.
Remember, we went over metabolic syndrome last week, right?
That's right.
You wind up going into those realms of metabolic syndrome, right? And you're not being faithful in the little that we've been given. In this carnal body that gets sick, that's subject to disease, that's subject to influences, right? All types of carnality. But we still need to be able to take care of it in the proper way, right?
See, and social media, what do you call it? Perpetuates the continuance of our obesity.
Enables it.
And they enable it, right? Through like you see those mukbang videos.
Oh my God!
And you see them sisters, them sisters be
the
on there with
Asian
the
ones.
No, the sisters. They will be on there with them shrimp.
Yes,
shrimp,
a lot of Moab does that.
seafood boils and all kind of crazy
Disgusting.
work, man.
Hey, I was gonna say, if you read 3 John verse 2, can you read that real quick? 3 John. I'm gonna show you how your health and your soul and/or your spirit, they're interconnected. Watch this. Read that.
The book of 3 John, The book of 3 John, verse 2. Beloved, I wish above all things that thou mayest prosper.
That thou mayest prosper. Watch this.
And be in health.
So he mentions health. Now watch what he follows with. Go ahead.
Even as thy soul prospereth.
So it's letting you know that your health and your soul, these are interconnected. Why does the Lord compare the belly to the mind? Why would he do that? Like when you read John 7:38, out of your belly, because they the same way that the stomach receives information, that's the mind. The same way the stomach receives food, removes toxics, takes in the good, the mind does the same thing.
Right.
Your soul or your spirit and your health, they're interconnected. Because you could be smart as hell, but if you're big, what use are you if you're going to die next year?
No, that's facts. That's facts. Sirach 19:29.
Wait, before you get there, let me get 1 Corinthians. I still want to deal with the body. We're
Okay.
getting too far from that. 1 Corinthians 15:38. I'll get to the point.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 15 and verse 38. But God giveth it a body as it hath pleased him.
Come on.
And to every seed his own body.
He's talking about us. He's talking about Israel, right? But when you read above, he's going into the parable of what you sow and the seed, and that, the seed is not what comes out, right? But he gives you a body, and there's still a cultivation that has to happen of that seed. You still take care of that seed. You water it, you nourish it, so that it can grow up into what it needs to be to obtain the kingdom of heaven, right? And it's not going to be this flesh. That's why it says bodily exercise profiteth little, right? Meaning that should not be your emphasis. And then you got to remember, why was that said during that time?
Because they were doing
the
Greeks,
yes.
Correct. They were still following the Greekish customs, right? The place of exercise, of naked exercise,
right?
The Olympics and things like that. They were all into those sports and the emphasis on it. So it became idolatry and worship of the body, right? That's really what all those types of things are. That's what they amount to. Because what are you in awe of with professional athletes? That their bodies can do those things.
Exactly. Right. That's
and then some of y'all think you're athletes and that you can. Right, Tobias?
Right.
We had a whole discussion in the fitness group, and we got one athlete here in Phoenix. And I mean, he actually.
One in a possible, yo.
Right.
One in a possible.
No, there's no possible.
Wait, who's the possible?
Who
Y'all
is
don't
the
play
possible?
spades? Like, I got.
Who is the possible? That's the question.
Stop it.
We're still waiting.
It'll be made
Who
manifest.
is the question?
It'll be made manifest.
No, you brought it up.
Bro, how long was your marathon time? Respect that you did a marathon.
Right.
But an athlete does a marathon in like 2 hours. 2 hours and change.
They was hitting like 3 and some change.
Right.
That was like the fastest time was like 3 and 30.
And those aren't professional marathoners.
Right.
So don't talk to me about no possible.
Stop it.
That's gonna show your grit. Should you do that?
Right.
I'll give you definitely props for something like that. That doesn't make you an athlete. You did something athletic.
So how does one become an athlete?
Bro, look at
Soldier
right Gideon and what Soldier Gideon
exactly
does habitually.
Right. Yes.
Soldier Gideon. I'm about to get
He don't live his life detoxing after he pollutes it with freaking slushies and sodas.
With a follow taco.
You asked for the smoke.
With a follow taco.
You wanted the smoke. You
getting the smoke.
Why we gotta bring the slushies into this?
Why you gotta bring you into this?
We brought the slushies into it.
Hey man,
That's a ritual.
You made your bad lying.
Bro, you see, bro.
Yo, for real.
A magnanimous man
right.
knows his strengths and is honest about his weaknesses.
There you go.
Slushies are a weakness. But we working on that.
And the cherry Pepsi.
Wait, so
you
did you
can't-
take
you
off?
can't
I don't
even-
like
Dr.
Cherry
Pepper.
You
Dr.
can't even get
Pepper.
above a 6 strain on your weight training.
Damn.
Hey,
That's move talk.
I
That's
say that.
move
I think I got like a 640 the other day. I think it hit like 640.
But if you were
it.
real athletic, your runs wouldn't even strain you that much. You're doing a
What?
3-mile run and you're getting like a 15 strain, bro.
Damn.
Something's wrong.
Oh my God.
I don't understand. This
You asked for it. You asked for it.
Some of us.
Wait, so
watch
did you
that.
turn off the
Hey,
athlete
listen,
mode?
I respect brothers' efforts
Dang.
and their discipline, right? That goes
Yeah.
into those qualities. But don't try to be that you're an athlete. See, he just took me all off my topic with
Hold
his
on.
ego
Let me look
self.
up the. Let me.
Damn.
Now you gonna bring proof?
He out here talking about one in a possible. What is
Bro.
what is that?
You know what?
Bro, you threw my whole
Ta
thought
pasa
out.
ahora.
bad. My bad.
Ta pasa
y'all.
ahora.
Hey, you know.
Read this verse
Crazy
again.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 15 and verse 38. But God giveth it a body, as it hath pleased him, and to every seed his own body.
So what we're saying is, remember, and then Paul talks about bodily acts of profiteth a little, because it shouldn't be worship of the body. It shouldn't be obsessive, right?
Right.
It should be something that betters you in everything else, and it shows that you're a good caretaker of the vessel that you have that's bought with a price, all right? That houses your soul,
Right.
right? This is the home of your soul, of your spirit. Would you let your house degrade?
No.
Would you let the windows and the ceiling and the walls collapse and things like that? No. You would clean it up. You wouldn't leave crap in it. So then why are we making this uninhabitable or uncomfortable for our spirits to dwell in, right? Go ahead, read.
Verse 39. All flesh is not the same flesh, but there is one kind of flesh of men.
Right. There is a flesh that deals with this, the physical of men. Go ahead, come on.
Another flesh of beasts, another of fishes, and another of birds.
Come on.
There are also celestial bodies and bodies terrestrial.
Now, I'm not going to go into it. This has come out multiple times over the past like 6 months by all of us in leadership in some form or another, right? He's going into that. There's also a body for us that's we're going to inhabit in the celestial.
Lord's will.
What you have to understand here is that this soul will still need something to dwell in. The soul that's dwelling in this physical body, this terrestrial body, as you build it up, will dwell in a celestial body. It's like the movie Avatar.
Right.
He was
That
crippled
celestial, right.
in his terrestrial body.
Bring it out.
But then he went into the Avatar.
He was 10 feet tall and
he
bulletproof.
could commune
Man.
with nature.
Right.
He could see stuff.
That movie
It
was
was
spiritual.
it was crazy. It
Right.
was something else, right?
Yeah.
That was spiritual. They took that from what we're reading here in 1
Right.
Corinthians 15 with the Avatar thing,
He
right?
was a tree. Damn.
Right.
Damn.
Right. Then he went to the tree of life. His name was Jake.
It's heavy.
Right,
So
right.
he
Oh,
was
shit. His
Jake.
name was
hell
Jake.
no.
Oh,
Come on,
snaps.
y'all.
Can we
Like,
get the
Hey,
breakdown?
that
Like,
went
come
over
on now.
That went over your head?
Nah.
See,
dang.
you saw an Edomite and you said, that's just Edom. His name was Jake.
That's wild.
He helped Jake. He helped
He
the ones that
did.
were supposed to be the Gadites, right?
heavy, yeah.
He left his people that he was
Damn.
among and came. Come
Came
on,
out
y'all.
from among
He
them.
could have
Yeah.
been Jake.
Yeah.
That was just his
Yeah,
skin color.
that went over
he
your
could have
head.
been Jake.
Dang. Yeah.
A little bit, a little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah,
Over
it
your
was
head.
But not
Come
the
on.
part.
Teach
Not the
us,
part.
old deacon.
Right. Not the part. Remember when he connected with the animal?
Yes.
That was heavy
Yeah.
too.
Crazy
Yes.
That was very heavy.
So you have to understand that there's a body that this soul then has to go into.
Right.
Right? There's a spiritual body. There's a celestial body for us. And that thing is perfection.
Yes.
This
Wow.
one isn't. So when it says, that's why I said there's levels to the faithful and little, right? That and Lord's will, I get to teach one of these Sabbaths. I am going to expound upon what I did for New Moon, and I'll probably run it back and then break it down in sections like I kind of do to really give the sense on that stuff, right? So read this verse again, and then you don't lose your thought.
Just some
No, your eyes lit up. Don't lose your thought. That's fine. All right. Go ahead.
1 Corinthians chapter 15 and verse 40. There are also celestial bodies and bodies terrestrial, but the glory of the celestial is one.
It's a different type of glory. But guess
Right.
what? The terrestrial has glory too.
That's right.
Should you take
Right,
care of it the way
right.
you should. Go ahead, come on.
And the glory of the terrestrial is another.
And the glory of the terrestrial is another. It's different, right? So he's going to go into the sun and the moon as well. But as you read on, you know that he's talking about the heavenly, right?
Right.
And this one. This one, though it withers away, the seed, right, needs to be a good seed, a viable seed
Right.
for you to plant it, right? If the
Right.
seed is jacked up and you plant it, what you want to grow out of it is not going to come.
Right.
So the seed is precious and should be cared for and taken care of as such, right? But understand that there's a difference. So that's why he says it profiteth little versus not at all.
Right.
Because Paul understood that you must have a physicality. You must be in good shape.
Right.
You must have a strong body, right? So why the scripture talks about strengthen ourselves multiple times. And that's not just physically, that's spiritually as well, mentally, emotionally, all those type of things. I've done these things in separate topics over time, but they all go into really at the end of the day strengthening ourselves, right? And I said this in that new moon class. Men strengthen themselves. Women go through this healing thing, right?
Right.
We just have to get stronger and more resilient, right?
That's right.
We don't have the luxury as men to sit there and say, well, I need to heal from these broken wounds, right? So that's why there's such a stark difference. And women will see, men can understand that women have to heal.
Right.
Women can't grasp their head around that. This is why they'll look at us and they say, well, how can you be that way? How are you like this?
Right.
Oh, you seem cold and you in it. No.
Right.
We have to be strong.
We have to.
Right.
That's what we were
Stoic,
made
yes.
for.
Right. Right.
Now, it doesn't mean that you cannot understand
And empathize.
and empathize, right? But our thing is not to be in our feelings and reconcile our feelings,
Right.
Or let that cloud your judgment.
Right.
Yes.
This is why I went into the emotional intelligence being high, right?
Right.
Women, it's expected that they'll be that way. It's not acceptable that they'll be that way, not as a daughter of Sarah, right? That's why it says whose daughters you are, right? If you roll this way. But for men, he made us to be strong. God says he's a God. He's a man of war.
Right.
It says the flock of my pasture are men.
Right.
That means we are the leaders. We are the guys. We are the shepherds. We bear the brunt of everything.
Right.
Matter of fact, it said, these are they that would not defile with women.
Yes.
Meaning we don't buy
Because
into
why?
that emotional.
Yes.
That goes into when I went into promiscuous girl and I said you give up your strength when you get. It's not women in general that can sap your strength. It's the woman that doesn't want to be in subjection to a husband that'll sap your strength. Right. Because now you have a fight in your own household in addition to the fight that God called you for your nation.
Damn.
Because you're trying to set that thing
Baited
in
the
order.
courage,
Right.
yeah.
Exactly. Right. So now resources have to be directed to fight a war on another front.
Right.
Versus
Dang.
being able to focus in good spirit and sound mind on the war and the battle that's in front of you. Right.
Which is why the brother got to go to his other brothers to get peace.
Right. And
Crazy.
and that's why there's that sense of camaraderie around the brothers. There's a connection in the brotherhood. Though the scripture says the relationship between husband and wife that agree together in the
That
Lord
agree together.
are closer
Right.
than a friend. The brotherhood has its significance and a different type of connection.
Right. Psalms 130.
Ain't that the truth?
The reason brothers who love the brotherhood, because there's brothers who are adverse to the brotherhood.
Bring it out.
The reason brothers who love the brotherhood, love it, is because they come away from it feeling stronger for
Right.
it.
Thank you. They gain some type of value.
Yes.
When we have a session at the table, and from the joking to the scriptures to the whatever it is, right? Brothers who embrace the brotherhood and strengthen themselves, you feel good after. You feel stronger. You're ready to go. Then you'll have the other brothers who they'll feel offended. They feel emotional. They avoid those interactions. They
Defiled by
avoid
women.
those type of things, right? Right, because they're
It's an
moving in that
emotional-
effeminate,
yes.
they're moving in that effeminate spirit, right? I think I brought it out last week how was it in the class or in the radio show where I spoke about the sins that go with being effeminate and how it's all seen the same.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. 1 Corinthians 6:9.
Yeah, get it real quick. We'll run that back. And then don't lose your thing. We're going to go back to this thing with the body. All right?
sir.
I want you to deal with that. All right?
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 6 and verse 9. Know ye not that the unrighteous shall not inherit the kingdom of God? Be not deceived, neither fornicators.
Now listen to the list of things that he lists in the same thing as being effeminate. This is why I say it's different for a man. It's called effeminate because it refers to the feminine. It's expected that women will be that way. But they also have guidelines and commandments, instructions on how they are also supposed to build themselves up as well.
Right.
And it's not the same way and in the same spirit as a man, but they also need to be able to go through this thing. And it's more of a healing for them because the way they've been targeted,
Right.
they have to heal their spirits to be able to embrace the order, to be able to embrace that 1 Corinthians 11:3,
right,
and to do it with joyfulness and gladness of heart, right? It's all symbolic of the way we were as a people, the whole marriage, right?
Crazy.
So you can say, well, I'm keeping the commandments, but they're grievous to you.
Right.
Meaning they were not done with joyfulness and gladness. And you can say, well, I am in subjection to my husband, but it's not done with love
and silence,
with joyfulness and gladness, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's done because of bitter constraint.
Right.
Because they have to do it, right? That's a very different type of environment, and the Lord is going to see that very different than somebody who does it willingly. Right? I know it talks about money when I'm paraphrasing this verse. He says, "The Lord loveth a cheerful giver." Right? That applies to everything. Again, it goes back to when you read the curses in Deuteronomy 28. He says, "Because you did not do all these things with joyfulness and gladness of heart, you should be happy and rejoice in applying these things."
You should be pleased to dwell.
So this is why I say a woman doesn't have to get stronger to do that. She has to heal because she has to get back to the being that she's supposed to be. A man, on the other hand, was born and made to be strong.
Right.
So he doesn't need to heal; he just needs to strengthen himself.
Yeah, that's
right?
heavy.
That's how we say. Well, what's the difference? Don't a man got to heal from the things he went through? No, a man comes out stronger.
Yes.
Right?
Evolved.
He's that gold, that fine gold of Ophir.
Right.
He has to come out of that thing refined,
purged.
Right? When women go through that trauma, they wind up in rebellion. Right.
Right.
So what winds up happening is there's a inverse effect. A man who goes through a lot of stuff and was not able to strengthen himself or did not have the resources to strengthen himself doesn't have to heal. He has to get stronger based on what we're going to finish reading now. Because what happens with a man that gives into that doesn't maintain his strength in that, is he becomes effeminate.
Right. Yes.
And
that part,
effeminate doesn't always mean this.
Right.
Right.
Exactly.
I don't know if this used to be the symbol of somebody
broke wrist,
right?
clip, yeah.
In my generation, that's what we would use to show that somebody was like that, right?
For real.
Yes, it falls under effeminism, but that's a physical manifestation of being effeminate, right? And there's many others, right?
Right.
Like a shaved face, that's effeminate, right? That's why the Greeks were
clothing
popular
and all
with
that.
that and all that, right? Right. The looking like Sporty Spice, all those type of things, right?
Sporty
Yeah,
Spice.
looking like Sporty Spice.
but the effeminism goes into a man that lets himself get broken by the things that happen to him. Goes into an emotional weakened state.
Feminine state.
A feminine state.
Yes.
Right? The difference is a man is supposed to strengthen himself to avoid that and build himself back.
Right.
A woman becomes more masculine when
Yes.
she goes through stuff.
Right. Yes.
A woman becomes more masculine when she goes through trauma, not more feminine. She winds up getting harmed in the opposite way.
That's
Right.
heavy.
So she needs to heal to become a feminine. Straight's not going to help her. That's going to make her more of a dude.
Right.
She needs to be able, because the healing goes into the vulnerability.
Right.
And the vulnerability is the acknowledgement that you have a head that you need
Right.
to be able to hedge around you of that vulnerable
Otherwise, why would you need it?
Right,
Why would
exactly.
you need the head?
Versus the man, who our strength and supply is Christ and the Lord.
Right.
And then our responsibility then extends to the women, well, and actually to the other men in the nation, the women, and then the children.
Right.
That's why it's so important that a man is a strong man. He's a magnanimous man. He's a great souled man.
Stoic.
And we have to focus on a stoic.
Everyday one.
Right. He knows how to be austere when he needs to be, and he knows how to give compassion, not vulnerability.
Right.
When he needs to
The
be.
lion and
There's
the
a
lamb.
difference.
Right.
There's a
Right.
difference, right? And yes, there's a level of vulnerability that you might have, meaning your spouse may see things in you that
Other people don't.
might not see, but it's not because you're necessarily running to her to give her these things.
Right.
And a woman doesn't understand those things, because for her, what makes her feel better is to be able to
Talk it out.
But a man, if he talks to anybody about it, he's going to talk to another man.
Right.
Or he's going to commune with the Lord and try to deal with it within his spirit to move the way he needs to move.
That's right.
So there needs to be an acknowledgement of the distinct differences that complement each other. This is why he made them male and female, right? If you look at male and female in nature, if you look at male and female in engineering, right? One receives the other, right? One receives the other. You'll have a female outlet and a male, right?
Right.
You'll have a female end of a junction and a male, right?
Right.
And they call the female one that receives the male junction, right? And it's beyond sexual. What it means is one nourishes the other,
Right.
Right. The woman doesn't nourish the man, but it throws off the balance of the divine order if she's trying to be the masculine.
Right.
What you're going to get back is masculine behavior. And the women that like to remain masculine, they will battle that because they don't want to be feminine.
Right.
They don't want to move into feminine. They
Right.
move into masculine, and that's when discord comes into the picture. But anyway, that goes into.
He said,
I'm
but
going
I
beyond.
digress.
Yes, I digress. I digress.
That
Go
was
ahead,
it.
Benson. Go ahead.
I was gonna say we have the role of husbandry, so someone that has that role is a nourished provider.
That's exactly
not
what it
a
is.
nourished receiver.
That's exactly what it is. That's what husband is. Our role is husbandry. Husband comes from husbandry. We cultivate, we build, right?
We refine.
We refine, we weather storms.
Right.
We overcome obstacles.
Yep.
Right?
That's right.
Like women, they'll like to talk to each other without solutions. And that's enough for them.
Right. Crazy work.
A woman, right? You know, my wife will come to me, and I guess, or a woman will come to you in general, and let's just say what she really wants is for you to just listen to her and empathize with her, right? But as a man, I automatically go to solution mode.
So why didn't you do this?
You
Why
can't
didn't
fix
you do that?
everything.
I go to solution
Straight
mode,
up,
right?
straight up.
Because that's what we do. That's
Right.
the way we were made, right? That goes back to this verse 38. Go ahead.
The book of 1
I'm sorry.
Corinthians.
Start at 37 to explain this. We'll read 38, then jump to 37. I'm sorry.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 15 and verse 37. And
No,
verse
38
38.
verse,
Verse 38. But God giveth it a body, as it hath pleased him, and to every seed his own body.
Okay, I am going to read 37 now to explain what he means, every seed his own body, meaning that there's specificity. What he's saying is that the birds have a different type of flesh than human flesh, right? And so on, but also even between male and female, right? I broke this down at the table for y'all, and I think I mentioned it a little bit in one of the Sabbath classes I did not too long ago. But go ahead, jump to 37.
Verse 37. And that which thou sowest not that body that shall be.
Right, so he's talking about the work that we do now, even in this vessel that we're doing. It's not the body that's going to be in the kingdom. It's not the body that's going to make it into the kingdom of heaven. Go ahead, come on.
But bear grain. It may chance of wheat or of some other grain.
Right, of wheat or of some other grain, because everything has a purpose. That goes even more into not all is the eye, not all is the ear. It's the same thing in any dynamic, in any team, in any function, in any structure, even down to bacteria and their cellular structure.
Right.
That's it.
You have to have diversity in the way things are compromised, but they all work together.
Right.
In Star Wars, they call that the Force.
Right. That's right.
And they talk about the Force. They're talking about this here, 1 Corinthians 15 also, what he's talking about in that regard. So there's a feminine body, there's a masculine body. There's the way the woman was made, right? And there's the way the man was made.
Not the same.
And the man is full of strength because the breath of life was poured into him.
Right.
But the breath of life was not poured into the woman. The man was responsible for giving that to the woman.
Right.
And we'll get that real quick in Genesis, and then we're gonna. I want to go back to Tobias' though, because his eyes lit up really good.
Yeah. And that's heavy, D, because that means that the woman, even in the beginning, had to rely on the man for God's spirit.
Yes.
2 and 7.
2 and 7.
2 and 7. Yep.
The book of Genesis, chapter 2 and verse 7. The Lord God formed man of the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life. And man became a living soul.
Right, and we know the breath of life is the commandments, all right? And there's a multitude of scriptures for that. I like John 6:63. There's a bunch of other ones that you can use to show what that breath of life is, right? And he says, this is how he dealt with the man, right? He says, and man became a living soul, right? Now, go down to how the woman was made.
The book of Genesis, chapter
You
2,
get right to 21.
verse 21. And the Lord God caused a deep sleep to fall upon Adam, and he slept. And he took one of his ribs and closed up the flesh instead
First
thereof.
difference.
Yep.
Man was formed from the dust of the ground.
Right.
How was Eve formed?
From the rib.
From Adam. From the
Yep.
rib of Adam.
Yep.
Different flesh.
Right.
Yes.
Y'all not the
Damn.
same sisters. You're not on the same level.
Bring
You
it out.
came from a portion of the master creation, which was the man made by God's hands.
Right.
Damn it.
And through that, you came from that. All right?
Damn, yeah.
Which is why
It's not
we
the
are
same.
their
You
God.
are not
the
you are not
same.
like us. You are not like us. Go ahead, read on. That first difference. Go ahead, come on.
Verse 22. And the rib which the Lord God had taken from man made he a woman and brought her unto the man.
Right. So we're all created by God, but the components of what he used and then how he dealt were different, right? So he formed man from the dust of the ground, and dealt with him directly and breathed the breath of life into him.
Right.
Woman, he said, I'm not using the soil. I'm gonna take her from Adam. I'm gonna take her from the man. Create this woman. Here you go. Different. That's a dilution.
Right.
That's right. It is. It is.
That's a dilution. Right. That's why. That's part of the reason that goes into the weaker vessel as well.
Right.
When it says give honor to them and to the weaker vessel, I rushed through it when I did it the last class because I didn't have enough time.
Right.
And I still to this day have not gone over those scriptures the way I want to. Dwell with her according to knowledge and all that stuff.
Right.
Maybe I'll do it on the show. I don't think it needs a whole nother Sabbath class for me to do it. Maybe I'll do it on the show. If y'all remind me.
Okay.
Right? Yeah, we're going to read it. Maybe I'll do it on the show if y'all remind me. But that goes into that dynamic. Because, what's it mean, the weaker vessel? A lot of times women like to use that to say, well, you got to deal with my BS.
Right.
Because I'm the
No
weaker
accountability.
vessel. You got to
Damn,
That's not what that means. Maybe next week I'll go into that a little bit.
Cloud hammers.
Maybe next. But if y'all remind me, I'll go into that a little bit next week.
Okay.
All right? And I'll see if I finish that up. So, there's a dilution, not the same type of flesh.
Right.
Go ahead, read on.
Verse 23, and Adam said, this is now bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman because she was taken out of man.
Right, and that part gets forgotten because they say, well, after that, it through history, it's been through sex and women, and we all come from women. But it doesn't change the way the two seeds were made, the origination. Right. Now, where do you read that the breath of life was ever breathed into Eve?
It is not there.
Taquillao. It's not there. It's not there. It's not to say that women, obviously, repentance is there for our sisters. It's not to say that women don't receive repentance. It's a different path to repentance. It's a different walk. It's experienced differently than us as men.
Right.
And that's why it's so critically important that our role play in marriage is accurate.
Yes.
Right.
And not just in marriage, because you can be single, right? Paul says if you can abide like me, then do it, right? If, right?
Supposing.
Yeah, I know. And I got to remind me to break down the burning thing, too, because he says it's better to marry than to burn. And brothers take that to mean that, well, if you're horny, I got to get married. But then what about where the scripture says not take this sister for lust and token?
Right.
So there's so I don't think it's intentional. I think it's just carnal that thing's gotten twisted in people's heads. It does not throw out all the things that we should be doing with proving and with setting up a proper foundation for a marriage just because you want to wet your willy.
He's hard to be understood.
Yeah. Right.
Right.
I thought she was going to say because you're hard.
No, he's difficult to be understood.
Ching.
Yes.
But anyway, so different. Anyway, let's go back. What were you gonna say? Bring it out.
Doesn't fit the same now, so.
Nah, run it back. Give the sense back.
Hey, D, don't forget that poll, too. I still got it running.
Yeah, we're going to go back to the health thing. All right. Are you going to bring your point? Can you bring it out?
Get Sirach 43.
Wait, so what he said? So is the burning the eternal fire. Now, I'm talking about 1 Corinthians 7, where he says better to marry than to burn. And brothers take that to mean burning like they're burning in their lust.
Right. Get verse 24.
The book of Sirach, chapter 43, verse 24.
42
and
remind
42.
Remind me next week, we're going to talk about the weaker vessel and dwell according to knowledge that I didn't go over. I have the notes from that from that class I did about the promiscuous girl.
Pinned it already in the chat.
Let me know. And then also to break down the burning and the way we use burning versus what Paul was really going into. All right?
Heavy. Okay. David, you got that? Post it up. 42:24. 42:24. Yes, sir.
The book of Sirach, chapter 42, verse 24. All things are double one against another.
It's funny, too, because before we came into like the radio show, I just looked down and I was just reading this, and that's when I asked you for your pen, right? And that's what I highlighted.
You annotated.
And I thought it was heavy. I'm like, dang, I want to meditate on that more. But it says all things are double one against another, right? So first, Deacon was going into the celestial body versus the terrestrial body. And the depths of that parable, right? But not even just that. Afterwards, we went into the man and the woman. All things are double one against another. So they're made 2 and 2, right? Read.
And he hath made nothing imperfect.
Everything with how God made it is what makes it in its entirety of perfection. So when it comes to that celestial body and having the terrestrial, or when it comes into the woman and the man, it's what completes it and makes everything perfect. Regardless, he said, look at everything, it's made 2 and 2.
And what that means is when you try to go against the way he made you, that goes into kicking against the pricks.
Right.
Right. And kicking against the pricks has a lot of ways that can be used. But it goes into, if we would only listen more, a lot of people like to quote, man's goings of the Lord for their dumb decisions.
Wow, have mercy.
That's wild.
Not realizing that the Lord, if you refine and fine tune your spiritual ear, your spiritual eyes, you'll see the direction that he's trying to take you into for your life.
Right.
It's actually laid before us, right? But it takes fine tuning. We're blunted. We're deaf. We're blind. We grope at noonday.
Right.
Right. We grope in darkness as if at noonday. Right. In all things. But if you refine that, this is why the walk of perfecting ourselves has to be a continual thing. You're in tune to where he wants to send you and what he wants to do. And I'm not saying you're hearing a song or a buzz or whatever it is. You'll just move in step with what he wants. We tend to move just like we did against his commandments. We kick against the pricks. That's what he was saying when he was saying to Paul. He's like, bro, why are you kicking against the prick? This is what I want for you to do.
Right.
And you're going to do it.
Is that kind of like us wandering around the wilderness?
It's the same spirit. We're kicking against the pricks, right? If we would only ever had done what he said, because that's the way he made us and prescribed that way, and then realize, and that goes into Romans 9 where he says, does the thing formed of it say why that made me does, right? Why did you make me a pot? Why didn't you make me a cup? Why didn't you make me a flower vase or whatever it is, right? This is what he made. And when we rebel against that and when we try to do something different, you're kicking against the pricks and you're not going the ways of the Lord the way he intended.
Right.
You are being rebellious. So what he's doing is he's trying to course correct you. And some people, this is why he says in every great house, there's vessels to honor and dishonor.
Right.
And you're going to see what you build upon that, right? You're either going to build the vessels to honor,
right,
which is the perfecting ourselves, which is the stuff in the little. And like I said, Lord's will, I'll flesh this out. I pray the Spirit stays with me when I'm going to deep thought about it. I'll flesh it out. There's vessels to honor, but you make yourself that vessel. The ones that are vessels to honor, that are ordained to be vessels to honor, it's not that you walked your life in perfection.
You grew into the fullness.
You grow into the fullness of it. You grow into the fullness of it, right? Yes, you grow into the fullness of it. And then there's others who they just won't.
Right.
And they're gonna. Those are the ones that are reserved to eternal damnation and to dishonor, right? And remember, the trick is that you don't know which one you are. So you don't know if you're self-inflicting and kicking against the pricks in these things.
Damn.
Or he just has you lined up to be that way.
And
the worst form of that is I've heard people that just leave and say, well, not everybody can be saved.
Damn. No, for real.
That's
I think
crazy
I was set aside for Satan. I've heard brothers say that in here. I don't think I'm one of the chosen. Damn. Well, you're not.
Damn.
Yeah, if you think like that, you gone.
Damn. Ooh-wee.
As a
Cloud
man.
What else you had?
Proverbs 24 and verse 5.
Before you read that,
Yes, sir.
before I get the question, I think sis asked, so does that mean a man cannot get flowers? No, I'm not talking about things like that. If that's the man's nature and he wants to give flowers, but don't let those things like flowers fool you, sis. There's a lot of guys that know that game sisters.
Be like, hey, que lo que?
And they'll buy you flowers, they'll buy you chocolates, they'll buy you crumble cookies and and desserts.
Damn it,
and
with the milk.
The deceitful
Not the
man has been trained.
they'll give you all those things. I know those things are nice, especially if, your love language is, receiving gifts, right?
Right.
You see that as an expression of how you receive love, right? And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But if that's in the man's nature to do. Not every guy's into that stuff, right? And for me, I think like that's something that's kind of deserved, or it has to come from it has to come from a feeling.
Exactly.
My point is that there's a lot of men, especially early on, that'll do stuff like that. I used to freaking date. I know how that stuff is. And I knew,
Right.
I knew most guys wouldn't. Something like that would set me apart.
Entice a mate.
Bro.
Right.
Yeah.
A guy I learned how to be a player from was telling me,
Right.
you know, oh, get a single rose. Make sure it's long stem. Don't give a bouquet.
Right.
You say
Damn it.
bouquet.
'Cause
You
it's
say
different.
bouquets for these occasions. You give one single rose. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you had like a little book with the pocket protector and all that.
Dig, that's Ciroc. The deceitful man hath many trains.
Yeah. But I knew all, and I knew it didn't come because I sincerely wanted to give something nice. And I can tell you, I realized that in hindsight, because when I have given flowers, right, or when I have bought a gift, that came because it was a feeling that I had that I wanted to do something nice.
Right.
It's a much different. First of all, the self gratification from it is better. Anything else that I would do to try to game the woman, it was just part of the routine.
Right.
You know, it was like okay, like I know before I go to the gym, I take pre-workout, I get there,
Right.
I do my warm-up sets.
He all inflated.
That's why I was a part
That's
of the
all
game.
it was, right?
Following the playbook.
Right. Or sexually, they talk about first base, second base, third base, home run, right?
Yeah.
That was my routine. I knew I was going to get 2 swings before I get in the batter's box. I was going to line it up, elbow high, eye on the
Right,
ball,
on the ball,
follow
on the
through.
ball.
You know, I knew the whole shebang.
Right.
Grand
So
slam.
I was doing these things, and it wasn't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It wasn't because.
Genuine
You know,
desire.
right?
There's no
It's-
substance.
It's because I wanted to. I wanted
to clap cheeks.
I want to beat the Doonies off.
Right. And
Gene.
never
Right.
leave.
Gene.
Well, you
And then you're like,
left.
whoa, well, what happens when you've been
He
dating
never-
for a while?
Well, he left.
Well,
He left.
Oh, he did.
Well, I want to maintain it for a while.
Okay.
Right.
Then you post up.
But then once that's left me, once the lust,
The
right?
fleeting.
Because the
Yeah.
lust might not be a one night stand, or might not have been a one night stand, right? It might have been that I thought I wanted to be with this person
For
right?
a time.
right?
Yeah.
I didn't realize that it was for a time in the moment.
Facts.
But then, right, and I'm talking about every guy out there who hasn't done stuff right, not just myself, right?
Facts.
And I might spend some time with somebody, right? I might even get serious, move in with them, date them for a while, whatever it is. And then you get to a point where you wake up and you say, "Damn, that wasn't for me."
Wait.
And then all that stuff stops.
Yeah.
Deke, so it took time before you discern and say, you know what, this ain't the one for me. So basically, it takes time. You got to take time
Where you going with that?
when you speak to somebody.
Well, it's different
Where you
now
going?
because
Well,
we're
yeah,
not,
it's
we're not
different
doing
now,
all
but
this dating and flowers.
same
and stuff
sequence.
Like that. But I'm just saying, my point was, yes, it's fine if that's what the man wants. I just wouldn't put too much stock into those type of things. Unless it's your husband that you're already married to, then that's different, right?
Right.
That's a different type of relationship. But like,
Well deserved, like
you
you
know,
said.
if you got a brother that's courting you and he's already buying you flowers and doing all this type of things with gifts, and he's doing that like super early. Like, I don't even really think. I think it's reasonable for some things, some acts of kindness to be done. But I don't think when you're proving you should be doing that sort of, especially that we know how, I just explained how it was really set up for us to do that in the world, right? And I think women put too much emphasis on those things. And then it goes back to childhood and lacking things you lacked. And the fact that you're being doted on in that way just kind of plies you up to loosen.
It feels good.
It lubricates the parts.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It
Right.
does feel
Right.
good.
It makes you feel good so that then I can feel good.
Right. And now we at the leadership table. Claude, have mercy.
That's how it happens, right?
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Go ahead, finish up your thought, and then we're gonna jump into this main portion of the topic. Oh no, we're gonna do the health, then jump into the main portion of the topic.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 24, verse 5. A wise man is strong.
That's what Deacon was saying earlier. A wise man is strong. Men were created to be strong and to gain strength over time, right, Reed?
Yea, a man of knowledge increaseth strength.
That's what Deacon was saying, is a man of knowledge increases
That's
strength.
the one.
As we get the knowledge of self, how God designed us, what we were created to do, our purpose, all of these things, all that knowledge that we're gaining, you increase strength, understanding that a man needs to strengthen himself.
Right.
Facts.
You need to strengthen yourself. Yeah, I know. The long stem rose supposed to be for first dates, special occasions, blah blah blah. Right, and then they charge you more. They literally charge you more for the stems.
Crazy.
Damn.
Bro, let's just say back in my day, a dozen roses was $25, right? It's probably more now. If I wanted them long stem, it would like double the price for just for it to be
Don't
more
they
green.
trim them
Yeah.
to be able to fit like the vases or what they need them to be?
You
anyway?
trim them when you get home anyway, when you
Right.
put them in the
Right.
vase. So
Right.
you pay for them to cut the. Bro, it's such a gimmick, bro.
Man.
Crazy.
And
And I'm telling you, all these type of traditions that most of them have their origins in something pagan. I'm pretty sure that thing with the long stem rose comes from something pagan. The candy comes from something pagan. It all has pagan origins to prepare for the orgy.
Damn, Claude, have mercy. No bombs. That was bomb.
Yeah, that's why you got these. Oh, they haven't bombed nothing today. That's why you have these. They've hit the bell real hard.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They bombed, not bombing nothing.
They
You
bombed.
can feel the impression on the freaking button. Go ahead.
Bro, and then listen, remember, we have this culture now where a lot of these women, they just want to go out for the meal. They're like, why you took me to Cheesecake Factory?
Right, yeah.
Right.
That's crazy now.
Right.
Man, you ain't got no type of manners. You ain't even dressed. You're dressed in a wrestling suit.
Oh, my God.
Not a wrestling
You know the wrestling suit?
Yeah, with the...
Yeah,
yes.
that's what they... Bro, put a picture of like Andre the Giant.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna show you because that's what women wear now.
real.
The ones that are not in the truth. That's what they wear now.
Not-
right?
Did you come up with this?
Right.
Not
They be out. They be out in the street. Bro, they
Look
be
how
out in the
behind
street.
the dude.
Right. And then get a sister. I don't know what they call them. Unitard. What's the thing that these sisters is wearing now?
rompers? Is it rompers?
Is that what it
I
is?
think it's
Bodysuit.
rompers.
That's what it is.
Bodysuit.
Right.
A romper as well. I think it's a
Bro,
romper.
put a picture and do it side by side.
Lord Jesus.
God.
That guy looks
They want
wild.
you to take them to like a fancy French restaurant.
In a Greek is fancy.
And they're freaking walking, and some of them might even have their titty out, like Andre did
straight
right
up.
there. You know what I'm saying?
Both
And
of
they
them.
out here
Damn
freaking.
near uncased.
Bro, I took my family
Uncased.
to eat. I think was it before I went to conference? I have this thing where like if I'm
There it
able
is.
to before a trip, I like to go and take them out to dinner and stuff like that. The whole fam.
Yeah.
So we went to like this hibachi place, right?
Yeah.
And she was literally sitting there. I mean, she had shorts. It wasn't like that. I don't know if I've seen them
I
out.
wouldn't
Damn,
be
y'all
surprised.
seen them outside like with that one?
Yo.
It has
you'd
the
be
little shorts
surprised.
attached to it, the ones that I've seen.
Yeah, that's the rompers.
But it's the
That's
it's,
a bodysuit.
I call it the wrestling suit.
That's
Damn
crazy.
it.
They out here in wrestling suits, bro.
No, we look
I
at
like
something
that.
a little bit better in comparison. You see this, but yeah.
Right. So they out there basically. There it is. They out here.
Oh my God.
They
In
want
a
you to take them to a French restaurant,
Right.
a fancy French restaurant,
Yeah,
fancy
right,
Italian
right.
restaurant,
Wearing
whatever it is.
that.
And they showing up like that to the
Prerogatives
damn
of-
restaurant. Freaking coming in there like they ready to wrestle. Like it's WrestleMania
Man.
or something like that.
Right.
The hell is
That's
this?
crazy work.
They don't know how to treat people, so they're nasty
Right.
to the waiter.
Yeah.
Disrespectful.
You know what I'm saying?
Throwing the
Disrespectful to the
throwing the
hostess.
hair around.
Right, you coming out the house like this, and why you taking me to cheese? You lucky if I take you to White Castle. You look like that.
Yo, for real. That's straight up.
Back in the day, you looking like that. I'm taking you to Netflix. And chill.
Yeah, you look like you ready to go home already. Like, you just want to go
Going nowhere.
Crazy as hell. You're not dressed to go out.
Yeah, invest in Netflix and
Hey,
shit.
look, we could just stay in. We ain't even gotta go out.
Right.
Straight up.
Yeah.
Andre the Giant, bro. That's crazy.
Damn, so that's the new thing. Sisters out here looking like Andre the
Andre-
Giant. Damn it.
That's the evolution of the player game, bro. You don't even
Yeah.
take them on dates no more.
Oh,
you
man.
take them to the house and order
Straight up.
food.
Just
And
straight
that's
up.
it, right?
I'm
DoorDash.
finna DoorDash. I'm
And,
finna DoorDash.
and then when you really masterful, you don't even mention food. You just say, "Yeah, why don't you come over and watch
Save
the
some
game
money.
with me?"
Right. Damn.
Oh, shoot.
Oh my goodness. Bro,
Crazy.
but it still goes on to this day. It still goes on to this day, man. To this day.
To
To this day. So don't put too much emphasis on those things, man. Like a nice walk in a park or whatever it is. And
Yeah.
There's so much more, that you can build, and that's all. That stuff blinds you. Remember, it says a gift destroyeth the heart.
There it is.
And I know a lot of women who fell for all those niceties. But damn, he be on it for my birthday and every holiday.
Yeah, he be on it already.
He be on it, sending me stuff all the time, flowers, this and that. And then that thing dries up and you're like, what happened? It was never sincere.
Right.
No substance.
It was never sincere.
Gotcha,
Oh,
bitch.
but he
Yeah.
he talk about he wanted to be with me and all this other stuff. It was never sincere.
Right.
And if it never started from a sincere place, the whole thing was built on a sham.
He was an investor. He knew
was
how
an
to play.
That's exactly it. He was
Straight
an
up.
investor. He was an investor. And I'm gonna tell you something. Sometimes you'll have women that'll kind of resist, right? You'll have ones that'll just go with it, and others will set demands. So he realizes, damn, if I really want to continue this,
I gotta up the pips.
I gotta, right? Okay, yeah,
Straight
sure, right? And and you do it just for whatever that is, But
It is what it
Facts.
is.
it is what it is. Love bombing, yeah.
Gotcha, bitch.
Love bomb. Gotcha, bitch. Exactly. All right, you done?
Yes, sir.
Let's go into the health piece, and then we're gonna transition, and we'll wrap with this tribe and the dividing of God's house. All right, because there's I'm gonna talk to you about the next wave of attack that's gonna be coming.
Hey,
as
D,
they
do you
see
want the
the
poll
11th hour.
results?
Oh yeah, let's see the poll results first before we go into.
So let me end it.
111.
I told you to end it like 20 minutes ago.
Cloud have mercy.
You asked me about it. I said, yeah, end it.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear you say end it. My bad. But we got more votes though.
Damn. I have large bones. So okay. First off, let me say this. 22% said they have large bones. I appreciate their honesty. All right, but y'all need some milk. Let me get the pictures. Show me the skeletons. Show me the skeletons. There's no such thing as big bones.
Yeah, put that skeleton up.
No, I said skeleton. I said skeleton.
The big one first.
I said skeleton.
There
we go.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, damn.
OMG.
Nah, Alvin. It's not even that they lying. This is what they believe.
Crazy.
This is what they believe. They believe that their big old hips, their lard backs and lard behinds are fitness, right?
Crazy one.
Listen, let me explain something to you about muscle. If you don't work out, if you're not doing something resistance-wise, that could be calisthenics, whatever.
Right.
By and large, it's mostly fat.
Dang.
It's not muscle. You have just enough muscle for your body to move and function.
Something's got to fill in the space.
Something got to fill in the space.
Dang.
Big back, big back.
Hey.
Read the post. It's hilarious.
OMG. I'm so glad they posted this because some people are meant to be wide and some small. And it's okay. Love yourself, queens and kings.
Right? And then she realized, because I guess people must have got on her in the comments. Come on.
Damn. Edit. Never mind. I think that's a gorilla. But still, love yourself.
So you gorilla big then.
She tried to say, look, there's such a thing as big bones.
Crazy word.
Dang.
That's crazy.
She saw the fangs coming
Look
out
at
the
this
teeth.
skeletal structure.
Right. How did you not tell at first? That's crazy.
You could
no.
Crazy.
No.
Look at the eyes.
I'm going to tell you something. With the exception of maybe skull size and structure, a little bit.
It look human.
And length. Length.
Yeah.
Very similar.
Everybody's skeleton looks like on the left.
Yeah.
Everybody's.
Right.
Very little. And that's why I say mostly in the head, because that's where they'll go to dental records.
Right,
if
right.
They have a corpse, because there's some differences. But it's not like they're like, okay, this rib was wider, so must have been.
Right.
That's a skeleton, right? Now, someone will say, oh, well, that's a joke. That's a thing, right? Let me show you this. There's like an MRI or some sort of scan of a fat person.
Play that song.
Yeah, you need to play that while they look at this and take this in.
Big back, big back. Big back, big back.
That is crazy.
Yeah,
Look at them knees.
Yo, that's hard on the bones, bro.
Them hips with them knees.
Them bones is struggling.
Them bones like help.
Them bones is
Bro, they bend.
Help me.
He can't even keep his head up.
Nah, he can't even hold it up.
That's wild.
That is a skeleton surrounded by all that fat.
And somebody believes that's somebody that believes they big bone.
Somebody believes they're big bone. That's somebody that believes.
Stop it.
Get some help.
That is somebody that believes they're big bone.
That's crazy.
No way. All right, drop that. We'll do the health halos next week because I want to get into this.
That's a real MRI.
And still end on time.
Yeah, that's a real.
That's a real MRI.
There's no such thing as big bones. You're not big boned. That's something your mama used to tell you, so you don't feel bad about being fat.
Man. And look at us.
Read, nigga.
Yeah, right. Enabling.
Right. That's exactly what that's. No, we'll do health halos next week. We'll do health halos next week. All right. You can get the IUIC site ready and the tribe of Issachar.
The burro.
All right.
We about to get into it.
I'm gonna show you a few things. You have to understand something. You really are seeing that 11th hour in action now.
That's right.
You really are. And what I mean by that is you're seeing more and more Northern Kingdom wake up. If y'all been watching the Sabbath classes after the announcements, you see all the activity. You see the numbers increasing, the people following and repenting all over the world, coming to their true nationality, as it was prophesied.
Right,
we say the 11th hour because we knew that we would come in more towards the end, right?
That's right.
And you're seeing that sort of thing going on. And what's going to happen is that our enemies are going to try to stop that momentum, right? And there's going to be a couple ways that they're going to do that. One is they're going to try to dissect your understanding of how do you know who the tribes are. Give me the one about the 12 gates in Revelation.
Bring it out.
Okay. and then I want Revelation 7 about each tribe.
Yes, sir.
All right, and then I'll get into the rest of this here. Right.
The book of Revelation, chapter 21, verse 12.
Bring it out.
And had a wall great and high, and had 12 gates, and at the gates 12 angels, and the names written thereon, which are the names of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel.
Right. And so it says that there's 12 gates, and on them are the names of the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. So I'm going to give you an example of when I had we did the pastor sit down in Panama. In Panama, we did the pastor sit down, and the pastor had said,
I remember that.
I always wondered when he read this verse, what does that mean for everybody else? If everybody's Gentiles, there's only the Jews left. What does that mean for everybody else?
Right.
Now, he's still teaching Christianity in his church. His wife kind of deaded the spirit from that wonderful sit down that
was
we
wonderful.
had. I also think you got to be careful of how much meat you try to give
a babe.
Because the regurgitation means they won't retain. I mean, it's all of the Lord at the end of the day. So that's how it's set up. Maybe it's for us to learn. There's certain topics I think that you don't need to go into until you know they are sure about other ones foundationally. And yeah, and I think they pushed too hard. She got offended at the virgin birth, and it's true. He was not born of a virgin, but I think we weren't even sure if she was accepting of being an Israelite yet and everything else. And I think in that regard, you probably should have held that back till you knew she was accepting of that. That's the boil the frog, so to speak.
Right.
If you put it in hot water, he's going to jump right out. If you put him in cold water and raise it, the temperature slowly rises and he adjusts with it, and it's too late when he realizes it. Right. And then it's like, damn, they repented already.
If I remember, she was the head pastor, right?
She was. He supported her a lot, but he saw a lot of things in the scriptures. But anyway, he this verse, people are going to try to just ignore this and invalidate this. And this is going to be, they're going to come two ways with these tactics. One, they're going to try to dissect the way you break this stuff down. Right? The other way is they're going to try to create division between Southern and Northern Kingdom. They do it in little ways. Damn, I forgot to get it. I'm not going to be able to get it now because I can't share or copy from that group. They posted a video from the captains of Aurora, Colorado.
Yeah, I used to live out there.
Yeah, I've been there.
And it was a project or a tenement. And the caption said, this is a tenement that a Venezuelan gang took over. Right? Like immigrants. They're saying immigrants came here legally and they took over. They're basically saying they kicked everybody out of those projects. Kids, whatever.
Black
Southern
folks.
Kingdom, black folk.
Okay.
And they took over. Right?
Okay.
Captain Gad posted, he said, that is bullshit. He said, that's the biggest BS that I heard. He says, we went there. We checked it out. He said, the building's boarded up. He says, it was empty. He said, first of all, it's not a gang. He said, if there's any gang activity, it's the freaking gangs that are here.
Right.
He said, and he goes, yeah, there's some immigrants there. He said, but the building is like boarded up, like it's an abandoned building. It's not like anybody's living there paying rent and then they took it over. He said they're just trying to create division between Southern and Northern Kingdom, and that's a big thing going on. And they're doing that by keep saying, now listen, they are gangs that come over, they are rapists, there are all those things. There's like that in all the tribes. Right? There's like that in Israel because you see that we have laws against those things. Right? You're going to start to see more propaganda where they try to demonize Northern Kingdom, but in a way so that Southern Kingdom comes against them. So it's not going to be that so much that Northern Kingdom might not accept Southern Kingdom, but they're going to try to create a beef so that they're going to try to amplify the clowns that come in sometimes and talk about you're not dark enough or I'm not dark enough, right? Or you're not dark enough, right? And that we're not the tribes.
Right? The same thing that's happening in New York right now, because they're saying that basically Northern Kingdom took over a certain part of the city, and everyone just keeps moving there, pushing that immigration, and basically they're taking over the U.S. type.
They're doing it with the elections too. You keep hearing them say how the woman that's running for president is responsible for letting all the quote unquote immigrants in. And my thing is always, but this has always been their land.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So, but they're saying that they're coming over the border and then they're moving into lower income housing. Basically, what Deacon just said, pushing black folks out.
Right.
So they're perpetuating that division between the tribes.
Right.
Yep,
And the ignorant blacks don't understand that.
Exactly. They think they're different folks.
So now there's division.
So this goes to my first part, right? And we're gonna break it down together so that you can see, because it came to my ears that and it makes me imagine what other breakdowns might be off.
Right.
This is the first thing I'll say, especially to you that are teachers out there. Don't get me the scripture where it talks about things above your strength.
Yes, sir.
Let's get that real quick before I say this.
321, Sirach.
Mm-hmm. No, you got Philippians. Or no, 1 Peter.
4 and 11.
Yep.
And I want Sirach 3 and 21 too.
Yes, sir. The book of 1 Peter.
That's the one I was thinking of, but I'll hear what you got.
1 Peter chapter 4 and verse 11. Any man speak, let him speak as the oracles of God.
Right. Speak as you've been taught. Speak as the oracles of God. The proper understanding and breakdown and whatever you bring out, especially when you're going into identity or anything prophetic. Don't try to add stuff to it if you don't know.
Right.
And if you're unsure and you think that you see something, you verify. You verify, meaning you go to somebody that's above you that might have more strength than you in the scriptures. You say, hey, I was looking at this. Could I say this for this breakdown?
Right.
Could I say this? Would that make sense? Because I'm not saying that it has to be a memorized cookie cutter thing. There might be other elements, but it has to fall into what the prophecy says. If not, it's going to be dissected.
For example, Deacon, something came to me recently. It was a question, right? But it was with the Passover bread, does it have to be sweet for you to keep Passover properly?
It says that it's a sweet bread, but we've also had savory bread. It's still unleavened bread.
So it doesn't have to be sweet.
Most of the time we do sweet because it's called sweet bread.
But if you're teaching that it has to be sweet for Passover, is that the case, or it can be savory?
It has to be unleavened is the requirement.
That's the requirement, right.
But we want sweet bread because it says it was sweet bread.
Right.
And we do it with joyfulness and gladness, doggone it. Damn.
Right.
Yeah.
But I'm saying that's an example of what came up. You don't want to add to it.
Right.
Matzah's not sweet and it's unleavened.
Right. And that was the example in question used.
And not that matzah's the authority, but we've used matzah in absence of that.
Right.
Right. And that's unleavened.
All praises.
Right. They call it sweet bread though because we want to enjoy and rejoice in it.
Right.
Okay.
Sweets is more festive.
Right.
Right.
Enjoyable. Who don't like sweet?
Okay.
There's still more.
Oh, go ahead. Finish that.
If any man speak, let him speak as the oracles of God. If any man minister, let him do it as of the ability which God giveth.
Right. Meaning, and that'll go perfect when we get to Sirach 3, as we strengthen ourselves as teachers in the scriptures, right? Don't try to reach beyond what your strength is.
Right.
And if you feel like there's a growth moment for you and you saw something, you verify it. You verify. Like when I brought out the thing about Asher and Ephraim on the show, I spoke to Bishop about it on the Quest first. And I said, hey, I was doing some research in this book and I was thinking this and I was looking at this. And then the Lost Tribes and Promised Lands. I said, I wanted to bring it out. What do you think? He said, bring it out. I said, okay.
You verified.
Right? I verified. I verified. I'm not going to go and change something so fundamental as the 12 tribes breakdown.
Man.
Right?
You know, Deke, I remember when the New Moon understanding came out, Bishop Nathaniel had said that him and all the deacons had got together for like a year, going through the scriptures back and forth.
Oh, I remember. He wanted to make sure they were all on board before he announced.
One accord.
But look how long that took. The care that they took to make sure what they were saying was sound according to the scriptures.
That's right.
Yep, exactly. That internet?
So it says that God in all things may be glorified through Jesus Christ.
Right. That God may be glorified. Meaning this is the understanding he wants to go out, right? And that's why the scripture also says, get me that, let God be true and every man a liar.
Yes, sir.
We have to be careful how you break these things down because sometimes you got study heads, you read too much, you want to pull things all over the place, right? Go ahead, read that, and then Sirach 3:21.
The book of Romans, chapter 3 and verse 4. God forbid. Yea, let God be true, but every man a liar.
Right, let God be true and every man a liar. All right? Let God be true. Speak as the oracles of God and let God be true, right? The understanding that we have. Now, Sirach 3 and 21.
The book of Sirach, chapter 3 and verse 21. Seek not out the things that are too hard for thee.
And you would think, oh, well, I'm not seeking a dark prophecy. I was just trying to add some depth to the 12 tribes breakdown.
Right.
Right? Some things are going to be too hard for you. Right? Go ahead. Come on.
Neither search the things that are above thy strength.
You got some brothers sometimes. Like I had to tell one of the brothers that teach in Spanish. He was asking me some questions, and they were good questions. And I thought it was just because he's a brother who studies. I know he studies pretty consistently. I thought he was just asking me the questions for his understanding. And he was like, no, because I'm going to do a class on this and that. I said, why would you do a class on that to babes? I said, especially, and it was Spanish, brother. He was going to do a Spanish class. I said, why would you do a class like that to babes? I said, they don't even know who they are yet. They don't understand this stuff. I said, why aren't you teaching the things that they've yet to grasp? I said, they're not repenting because you're not teaching repentance.
Right.
I said, why, I said, do you see any of the Northern Kingdom captains teaching those type of topics? He said, no. I said, do you see the officers that are higher in your rank really teaching those type of topics? He said, no, not really. I said, so why are you going to go and be different?
Right.
Right? That goes back into this. Go ahead, read it from the top again.
The book of Sirach, chapter 3, verse 21. Seek not out the things that are too hard for thee.
Come on.
Neither search the things that are above thy strength.
Don't search the things that are above thy strength. When I bring something out, I don't go into here to try to intentionally look for something. It's just in my reading, in my reflecting, as I'm preparing a class, something comes to me. It's not like I'm looking to try to bring those type of things out. And sometimes something will come to me and I'll say, I'm not gonna teach that. Like that's I might discuss it with somebody, I might maybe talk to y'all at the table about it, but I might not necessarily say, it's just something, an observation I made. Y'all read, y'all study, y'all see what's going on there too, right? It says also don't try to search for those things. Strengthen yourself thoroughly on where you're at. And I'm going to show you an example of how brothers weren't doing that, all right? So it came to my attention that there was a breakdown on Issachar, and they were saying, let's get Genesis 49, all right? And you could throw up and put me picture. Oh, you put up the website, and then you could put me picture in picture for this. First of all, I'm gonna tell you this, brothers. Nobody should struggle with the 12 tribes breakdown. If you want to see a very well produced, you want a keepsake on DVD, you can order the 12 tribes breakdown. All right. If you want it for free to read, go on to IsraelUnite.org. Go to learning. All right. I think learning is the tab. And then go to 12 tribes. And it will have the 12 tribes breakdown for you in summation. That is the breakdown. If you feel like you see something new that you want to bring out to any of the tribe breakdowns, you verify it. This is the breakdown. All right. Any other breakdown is not the proper breakdown. This is the breakdown. So if you're unsure, we have all that. You're new in this and you want to explain to somebody about a high holy day and why you keep it, go to IsraelUnite.org. And we have, sometimes we'll even have links to certain high holy days of various classes that have been highlighted and selected that thoroughly explain it in a way that someone new can understand it.
Right.
The breakdown of these things. All right. It's beyond me. And I believe we found where it came from. There was a very old video from the 90s where this particular thing that I'm going to say was said, but it was never given any additional validation as to how that's the place, right? But we're going to read it, and I'm going to give you this example. And here's the thing. It was not just Northern Kingdom teaching it. It was Southern Kingdom, too. And it was more. I thought it was just this one brother.
Started spreading.
It's been spread.
Pandemic.
And it just happened to be that but to me, that was a sign from the Lord because I had seen something from one of the Christian groups that tried to attack us, and they were talking about the 12 tribes breakdown. And he was like, oh, it's for sale on their site. So, they might have ordered it. And they're going to try to dissect it. They're going to try to dissect it. And they're going to try to come at the unlearned to make you shaky in your confidence.
Damn it.
And they're gonna try to break down those of us who are unlearned in the understanding of it. And they're going to try to come at those who are not fully persuaded yet to try to put doubt in their head to create division.
That's it. Crazy work.
So I'll show you where the error was, and I'm going to show you what the website says so that you can get a thorough understanding of this breakdown. Okay, let's get the tribe of Issachar in the Bible. And let's read this first before you read Genesis 49 and 1. Go ahead, scroll down. That's right. You can start there. Okay. So there's a little video here that was selected, right? I hope that video doesn't give the wrong breakdown, now that it's been coming out wrong. But the mighty tribe of Issachar, right? Go ahead, read that.
Middle Ages, name, Aztec.
Issachar was the Aztecs, all right? Las Aztecas. I have a book that goes into that. Has some decent information in it. It's called Las Aztecas. They have it in English, called the Aztecs. And there's a lot of connection between the Aztecs and the 12 tribes of Israel, right? Go ahead. Come on. Present day name.
Present day name, Mexicans. Location today, Mexico and scattered regions of the earth.
Right. Meaning that there are some Issacharites still in Africa. There are some Issacharites. They just not your prototypical of what you would think of as a Mexican today.
Right.
Right.
The majority are in Mexico, but there are some scattered, right? Like we have parts like there's Ephraim in Africa. Right, and they don't speak a lick of Spanish. They don't look like your typical.
They eat fufu.
Spanish, right? They eat fufu, right?
But they're Ephraim.
But they're Ephraim. They're descendancies from Ephraim, right? Go ahead. Read.
Lineage. Issachar was the 9th born son of Jacob. His mother was Leah. His name means he is hired.
Right. Even in his name, which is why the erroneous breakdown that
Crazy
came out
word.
doesn't make any sense. His name even
lines up with the break.
Right.
lines up with the
Too much.
characteristics of
Right.
who that tribe is today.
Right.
Right?
How
Of who
plain
that
did the
tribe
Lord make
is
it?
today? Right? Go ahead.
His birth is found in Genesis 30 and verse 18.
All right, come on, scroll down. All right.
The tribe of Issachar in the Bible.
Uh-huh.
Issachar was the 9th born son of Jacob. His name means he is hired. They migrated to the Americas around 536 BC during the Persian captivity.
And where do you read that, brothers?
Second Esdras 13:4.
Well, you know that, but my Southern Kingdom brother didn't.
I know
My Northern Kingdom Gadite paused and hesitated.
Come on now, Maul.
And then they the same ones that they're going to come and try to get tripped up.
13, 14
They're going to
down.
come after you.
You know, Captain Abiel did something interesting, and I won't blanket this and say it's a Southern Kingdom thing, because he discovered that brothers in his camp didn't know much about Southern Kingdom as far as revolutionaries and things with them. But by and large, Northern Kingdom will be able to break down all the tribes.
Of them. Yeah, I've seen that.
And Southern Kingdom struggles on Northern Kingdom.
I've seen that.
You guys are the ones that are going to get targeted, and they're going to try to break you down and break your confidence. And they're going to use those type of videos to make you, you know, when they do their version of it, and they're going to try to do that to make other people try to say that we're not the ones.
Yeah.
Right?
So your faith got to be grounded, and your understanding
You
of
have
these
to
breakdowns.
be studied.
Yes.
It's right here on the website. It's right here on the website.
Easily accessible.
It's right here on the website. You read that in 2nd Ezra 13, right, 41 through 47, okay? You can read all about that and how we came to this side of the earth, all right? Now, let's get Genesis 49 and 1 in the Bible.
The book of Genesis, chapter 49 and verse 1. And Jacob called unto his sons and said, Gather yourselves together, that I may tell you that which shall befall you in the last days.
And the emphasis is on last days. This is why we always start, when you're breaking down the tribes, with Genesis 49 and 1. Because some people will try to say that the last days, right, that this is a breakdown for that time, when they were in rulership, when they had land. That is not so, right? The last days occur from the days of Christ until today, right? That's when the clock started ticking, right? That's when the clock started ticking, all right? And then here we have a little note. It says Hebrews 1 and 2 to support that. Having these last days spoken unto us by his Son, whom we have appointed heir of all things, by whom also he made the world. Paul declared through the Spirit of Christ that these were the last days when Christ was in the earth. That's when the last days began. All right. Now, jump to Genesis 49:14.
The book of Genesis, chapter 49 and verse 14. Issachar is a strong ass, couching down between two burdens.
So now, let me tell you the erroneous breakdown that was coming out of this.
Bring it out.
The two burdens was that Mexico is between North America and Central, or North America and South.
Houseway.
And then the next layer that came on top of it was the burden is all the immigration. Because Central Americans are coming up. They're not letting them in North America, and then they're stuck in Mexico.
They're getting in pretty fine according to what everybody's saying.
So,
But if you unlearned, you're gonna take that in.
Yeah,
that's the
facts.
point.
So, what about all the Haitians?
Right. They made their way.
What about all the Chinese that are emigrating through there?
Oh, man, there's so many.
What about the Ukrainians?
Oh,
And what about the South Americans? Because Venezuela's in South America. If you break down to Central America,
Right.
it doesn't make sense. The prophecy with Issachar is not about location. Some prophecies are to target location. The prophecy with Issachar was not about location when it said that verse. It was to show you the characteristic of that tribe.
Right.
What were they famous for? Now, that I don't think is written here, but I'm going to give you one that you could throw on here if you wanted to throw something on here. Who's one of the most famous Mexican revolutionaries? Don't say it. I want to see if they know.
You said the most famous Mexican revolutionary.
Uh-huh.
The king that got.
We have a park here named after him in Arizona.
Cesar Chavez.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go. I got it. See, that's all I needed.
Only because of the park. Only because I said the park.
In there.
He got it.
So I got like half a point.
He got it.
What was his revolution about?
Nope.
I'm gonna pass that one to my because he's Northern Kingdom too, so he gonna know.
Mexicans
Hold
were
it down.
Mexicans were largely the farm workers.
Right.
Oh yeah.
They were being mistreated, misguided, poor wages. He fought for them, right? In that regard, right?
Right.
Because they were being treated like slave labor, like Juan Crow type of laws. With them,
Right, Juan Crow. Yup.
Like Juan Crow. Instead of John Crow, they called it Juan Crow.
Yeah, some
right?
real stuff.
Okay. That was his big movement. It had to do with labor, with burden. He is hired. Okay? He is hired. You can talk about that, right? Because that's famous and something someone could look up.
Write that down.
Some of the other things that you could talk about, and the first breakdown, is that the burdens is referring to the long hours and low wages. The Mexicans are well known for working.
Yes.
They'll do any job.
Right.
Any yop.
Bro, you go to an Italian restaurant, they back there cooking.
Yes.
That's facts.
Chinese restaurant, any
Chinese
restaurant.
any
They
restaurant,
cooking.
they back there cooking.
Washing dishes.
They're doing all the landscaping.
Right.
All these houses they're putting up in the valley and every place else, they're putting up the houses. Right?
Concrete, construction.
And sure, are there some of the other tribes now that some of the other Northern Kingdom tribes are coming over? But for
The majority.
generations, it was them.
Right.
Going back to the time of Cesar Chavez, when the England came and the United States started to expand here and took all that land for them, they became over. There's a history of labor with them. And they're not the only ones that labored hard. They're not the only ones that work for low wages, but who are the most well known for it?
Yeah, you think
The
think
Lord
of
gifted
hard
them.
work. You think
You
of
don't
Issachar.
think
Yes.
freaking Panamanians. You
No.
don't think Guatemalans.
Nah.
And they all good
Colombians.
too. You're not thinking Colombians. You think Mexicans.
Right.
Yes.
Because everybody's Mexican. Because y'all work.
It's easy. What are they known for? A strong ass couching down between two burdens. Read 49 and 14 again.
The book of Genesis, chapter 49 and verse 14.
And look up a Mexican
Boodle.
Mexican donkey, and you'll see. You'll find one with a hat, and he has two burdens. Right, there you go. Leave that up on the screen as you read this. Go ahead, come on.
Issachar is a strong ass, couching down between two burdens.
And it's a strong ass. Why? Because that's what they're known for. They move in that way, right? You don't break them when it comes to that.
Very
right?
laborious.
Bro, there's comedians online that talk about. He was like, "Yo, I was working with some Mexicans doing a roof.
They finished
He's
like an X
they
amount of
finish,
time.
they finish in 15 minutes. Like, whoa, you're messing this up for us.
Right.
We're gonna do more work.
I'm telling you.
They finished the whole roof in 15 minutes.
Right.
He's like, bro, slow down. We got a day's worth of work here.
You don't hear that about any Colombians or Panamanians.
Right.
It's just- It's always the Mexicans.
Right,
Always.
right. That's what it's known for. Right? So it says, look at a picture of the strong ass between two burdens. Now, there's a modern one, right? But
there's one with
when
with
you
bricks.
go to Mexico, what are the souvenirs that you buy? If it's not a drunken guy with tequila and a sombrero, which is freaking derogatory,
Yeah.
right?
But he'll have a sombrero on.
But
The
what it
bull.
really is symbolizing is siesta. Okay.
Yes.
But you'll see these as souvenirs.
Right.
You'll see the burro as souvenirs, all right? That's what it goes on with. So the burdens is referring to those long hours and the low wages that the Mexicans are well known for working. Some of the examples of the burdens, it's right here on the website. working 10 to 15 hours a day, cleaning floors, washing dishes, in
Even the women.
sweatshops, right?
Yeah.
All low-paying jobs, working with little or no medical benefits, and so forth. You want to make it broader? NAFTA, the North American Free Trade Agreement, all right? They're trying to relocate many U.S. businesses to Mexico. They're trying to make Mexico the primary trading partner versus China.
Yeah.
Right? They
know that.
want to
That's
do
heavy.
Mexico. They're shifting a lot of production and manufacturing and things like that to Mexico. Let's not even get started on the banana wars and the routes from all of South America and everything that comes up as far as agriculture is concerned. Where do you think we get our avocados from? We don't grow avocados in the United States like that.
Not like that. No.
Right? Where we get all our tortillas from? Mexican Coke, Mexican Sprite.
Right.
Hey, Deke, check this out.
They got that
Based
good
on what you
sugar.
said, companies moving to Mexico from the U.S. in 2021. So this already happened or is going to happen. BMW, Nissan, Honda, Ford, Audi,
Toyota.
Daimler, Toyota, Mazda. These are just
Daimler's Chrysler.
manufacturing companies.
Yeah.
Based off what he says, so all these companies move to Mexico. Why would they do that? He is
because
hired.
the people work hard and
Yes.
labor wages are cheap. All right.
Right.
What's that? Hecho en Mexico?
And they take a lot of pride in their work too, Deke.
Yes,
a lot of
they
pride.
take pride in the
you
work,
see what I
right?
did
And
right
they
there,
take
huh?
pride in
Colombians
the work.
don't do that. We just
Right.
you
You
show
take
up.
pride in the work. You just show up.
You
That's it.
just do shit.
Right. Okay.
I'm done.
Read verse 15.
Verse 15. And he saw that rest was good.
Why? Because it represents them resting from their burdens,
Right.
the
Siestas,
long
yeah.
hours, right?
Yeah.
The Mexicans are well known for their siestas. I just spoke about if you go to Mexico, the two of the most common souvenirs is going to be the Mexican guy laying in rags
Right.
with a sombrero
Right.
and with a little tequila on the side,
Right.
right?
Yes.
But they make him look like he's a drunk, but the dude just busted his ass
Right.
in
That's
the
right.
sun
Trying to-
for
he's trying
15
to-
hours.
Orange
He
groves.
can't have one Corona. Come
Man,
on,
he was in the
You know what I'm
orange
saying?
groves.
He can't
going
finish
crazy.
a bottle of tequila by
Bring it
himself.
out.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know?
Hey, Deke, even physically, it don't even have to be a doggone statue. Even physically, you see them under trees. You'll see them in the gas stations,
Yes.
resting under shade.
Yes.
You don't not see that?
Yes.
It's clear. It's very clear.
So they're most known for that, right? Mm-hmm. And then go ahead, keep reading.
And the land that it was pleasant.
Right. It's
Yeah.
and that's the case for most of our countries in Central and South America
Right.
and the
That's
Caribbean,
facts.
right?
Right.
There's so much pleasantry there. Ecuador, everybody's always going to Ecuador. We see so much Edom when we go to Ecuador. Not because they want to see Ecuador, they want to go to the Galapagos Islands.
Yeah, right.
Which is part of Mexico, right? Peru, they want to go to Machu Picchu.
Machu
Right?
Picchu, the big mountain.
So you see Argentina, they want to go and see the Andes up close and things like that, right? So they want to go see these places for certain aspects of it because the land is pleasant. There's beautiful things there, right? Brazil has the festivals and, the women, I mean, all the women, but Brazil especially, right? They're known for their...
For their women. For the
Color-
women.
Colorful festivals.
What was that word?
They don't-
Voluptuous.
they-
Colorful
they're-
right.
They're known for their hindquarters.
Oh,
right?
Yes.
Right.
They're known for their hindquarters. Let me say that. But the land is pleasant in all our lands, but especially Mexico, right? Look at all the stuff that comes from Mexico, right?
Cancun,
Right.
Acapulco,
Tulum.
Posta Maya.
So people go there
know
for
what you
tourist things.
Right.
People go there for cheap homes to live and relocate expatriates. The land is fertile, right?
Yeah.
It's beautiful, right? Good vacation spots, right? Good weather. Go ahead, come on.
And bowed his shoulder to bear,
Uh-huh.
and became a servant unto tribute.
Right, and because he says, bow the shoulder to bear, to serve, right? Now we get more historical contents. In 1540, Hernan Cortez, the conquistador from Spain, had 27,000 Aztec slaves, while the notoriously cruel Alvarado had 20,000. In total, the 30 highest-ranking conquistadors claimed 180,000 Mexican slaves. That goes into Lamentations 4, right? Lamentations 5. And it says, who were forced to pay tribute of gold, silver, herbs, and spices. Can we get that in Lamentations? And again, it's typical of most Northern Kingdom as well. But the Mexican conquest is one of the most famous. Most people can quote and write, and you'll say, okay, yeah, I know Hernan Cortez, I know Alvarado, right? In Panama is Balboa. Got that? Lamentations?
The book of Lamentations,
Go
chapter
ahead.
5 and verse 1.
Come on.
Remember, O Lord, what is come upon us.
Uh-huh.
Consider and behold our reproach.
Right. Go ahead, read.
Our inheritance is turned to strangers.
When Hernan Cortez and Alvarado and all the other conquistadors came and conquered the Aztecs, right? Go ahead, come on.
Our houses to aliens.
Right, and they took they took over. They came and they tried to lighten the race. Go ahead, come on.
Verse 3, we are orphans and fatherless. Our mothers are...
Why? Because of the fulfilling of Deuteronomy 28, where it talks about they'll take our children and we'll have no might in our hands to do anything about it. Go ahead, come on.
Our mothers are as widows. We have drunken our water for money.
Right, meaning we had to pay tribute for them to give us our own water and our own. What we had freely before they came, we had to work. Right, we bowed our shoulder and became a servant unto tribute. Right. Go ahead, come on.
Our wood is sold unto us. Our necks are under persecution.
Read.
We labor and have no rest.
Come on.
We have given the hand to the Egyptians.
Right, meaning those who oppressed us, right? Spain came in the form of Egypt as well, okay? So this day, dealing with America in the form of spiritually Egypt, right? We have given our hand, what? In tribute, okay, to the Egyptians. That in that verse?
And to the Assyrians, to be satisfied with bread.
To be satisfied with bread. Modern times, you see that now, they are largely involved with all the refinement of our raw goods. They buy them cheap from us, and then they sell them. Avocados are hella cheap in Mexico. That's why it's a staple food. Avocados here are dumb expensive, bro.
Right.
And forget it. Once they made avocado toast and avocado oil,
it was
straight up. It
was a wrap. They made that's the same thing that happened with lobster, right? That used to be poor man's food. That used to be the poor sailor's food,
I didn't know that.
Lobster, shrimp, crabs. And somebody had some bright idea to say, well, you know what? If we just talk about it like if it's a delicacy, it'll become that way.
Let's market it.
Right?
That's
have
right.
mercy.
Frog legs, same thing. Snails,
alligator.
Right? That's all cheap. Bush meat or stuff like that.
Right.
They make it exotic and then they mark up the price. Avocados have become so cliche for trending. Now, don't get me wrong, some avocado toast be banging, but bro, that's like a staple food.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like you just people would buy those and pluck them off the tree in their backyard.
Find them on the ground. Yeah.
Right.
Very common over there.
Yeah. Yep. That in that verse?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Get Deuteronomy 33:1.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 33. And verse 1. And this is the blessing wherewith Moses, the man of God, blessed the children of Israel before his death. And he said, the Lord came from Sinai and rose.
All right. This is the blessing that now Moses gave in the spirit. Jump to verse 18, right?
Verse 18.
We're still dealing with Issachar, but he's going to mention Zebulun now, right? Now you could talk about Central America. But not as a burden. Go ahead, come on.
And of Zebulun he said, rejoice in Zebulun in my going out, and Issachar in thy tents.
Right. Why? Because the tribe of Zebulun, who are the Mayans, Las Mayas, will go out and meet the tribe of Issachar in their mountains at particular seasons and holidays. They traded with each other.
Right.
When we still had our history somewhat, they would meet each other to keep holy days. Right.
That's right.
In the process of time, those things got distorted, right? That now you can use for location, right? And you say, oh, okay, now I'm starting to paint a picture, right? Go ahead, 19.
They shall call the people unto the mountain.
Right. The tribe of Issachar would blow the ram's horns to call Zebulun to the mountains, right? Both in Israel, that was their office, and here in the Americas. Come on.
There they shall offer sacrifices of righteousness.
When they were in Israel, right? So he's giving you a comparison here, right? When Moses does it, he's giving you kind of a back and forth, right? Go ahead, come on.
For they shall...
And if you notice, that's a distinction between Moses' prophecy is what would befall them and what Jacob's prophecy was, right? Moses, remember, Moses was talking about how, for example, with Ephraim, he says they would push the people together, right?
Yes. Yeah.
He was prophesying about what happened in 2nd Ezra 13, right? Go ahead, come on.
There they shall offer sacrifices of righteousness, for they shall suck of the abundance of the seas.
So they shall suck of the abundance of the seas, all right? So they offered sacrifices to the commandments, okay? They tried to do this in another land, but instead what they wound up doing is they come here and started putting up pyramids. They started putting up all these false things, right? Tenochtitlan.
Oh, yeah. The serpent guy.
They started worshiping all these things, right? They had all these different places, okay? And this is where they came with, like, the story of El Dorado, the city of gold, and all this other stuff like that. And then we don't have the time to go into it now, but that goes into when you read in Ezra how they were given reparations before they came over. And part of that, there's stuff where you see, I forgot one of the priests' names, one of the Spaniard priests. that he had a collection from when they came and they had taken over.
Right.
And they always found it odd that they found ancient Babylonian artifacts and precious stones and artifacts.
I gotta read that.
But it's not so strange. I don't have that stuff. Somebody has it floating around amongst the Northern Kingdom. It's articles with pictures, and they wonder what the Egyptian artifacts and precious stones and gold. And
how it got here.
Why they got that?
How did it get here? And then of course everyone, oh well, Egypt and Babylon came over here. No, the Persian Medians conquered Babylon and the Assyrians, right? Who in turn there was a succession of conquering. So their riches was part of the riches that we were given. Let's get that in Ezra real quick. We'll just read that so that they can see. That's how those things got over here, right? History's like, oh, it's such a mystery how these things got here. Hell out of here.
Is it?
Ezra 1 and start at 2.
The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 1 and verse 2. The son of Achias, the son of...
just start at 1.
Verse 1. The second book of the prophet, Esdras, the son of Sarai.
What are you talking about? I said Ezra.
Oh, Ezra.
In the Old.
In the Old Testament. The book of Ezra, chapter 1 and verse 2. Thus saith Cyrus, king of Persia, the Lord God...
I said start at 1.
Verse 1. Now, in the first year of Cyrus, king of...
Que lo que? He giving you the que lo que face. Que lo que?
You know what I'm saying?
Come on.
Now, in the first year of Cyrus, king of Persia, that the word of the Lord by the mouth of Jeremiah might be fulfilled, the Lord stirred up the spirit of Cyrus, king of Persia, that he made a proclamation throughout all his kingdom, and put it also in writing, saying, Thus saith Cyrus, king of Persia, the Lord God of heaven hath given me all the kingdoms of the earth, and he hath charged me to build him an house at Jerusalem, which is in Judah.
Come on.
Who is there among you of all his people? His God be with him, and let him go up to Jerusalem.
So Israel was being granted liberty from captivity, right? They said, okay. They went into Northern Kingdom went into the Assyrian. Then Southern Kingdom fell behind them under Babylon, right? And then Persia, well, it was the Medes and then Persia.
Right.
Then the Medes conquered, and they kept them in captivity. Persia did for a time until you got here to Cyrus, right? And then Cyrus, the Most High put the spirit on him. He said, all right, my people have been through some affliction. Let me give him a shot.
Right.
Let me give him a shot, right?
Your ways please the Lord.
Right. And the shot really was to fulfill us
Genesis
coming to
49.
the side of the world. To fulfill Genesis 49 and Deuteronomy 33.
Right. That's
right? And he did it through King Cyrus. So he said, those of you we're about to read that want to go and build the temple in Jerusalem, go. Go ahead, read.
His God be with him, and let him go up to Jerusalem, which is in Judah, and build the house of the Lord God of Israel.
Come on.
He is the God, which is in Jerusalem.
Come on.
And whosoever remaineth in any place where he sojourneth.
So he said, and anybody else that don't want to go back to Jerusalem to build, where he sojourneth, you can do whatever the hell you want. Right? This is what sets up 2nd Ezra 13, 41 on down, right? You can do whatever the hell you want. He said, those of you that are going to sojourn, taking a journey, you're going to go somewhere. He did this. Come on.
Let the men of his place help him with silver and with gold and with goods and with beasts.
With silver and with gold. It wasn't just coins. They gave them anything that was precious.
Right.
They would give him, that's reparations for their captivity. That's called reparations, right? Go ahead, come on.
Beside the freewill offering for the house of God that is in Jerusalem.
Come on. So he says, meaning beside the things that we took from their temple, right? He says, give them these other things, right? And we understand that if they conquered Assyria, if they conquered Babylon and Egypt and the Medes, that you're going to have all these different type of artifacts that they kept, right? Go ahead, come on.
Then rose up the chief of the fathers of Judah and Benjamin and the priests and the Levites with all them whose spirit God has raised to go up to build the house of the Lord which is in Jerusalem.
Right. So now he says, I gave them, and some of them went and they built the house which is in Jerusalem. Come on now.
90
and
seconds.
all they that were about them strengthened their hands.
Right. I have a little letter next to mine, and it says help them next to strengthen. Help them. Right?
That was his job, yep.
Help them with what?
With vessels of silver, with gold, with goods, and with beasts, and with precious things, beside all that was willingly offered.
Read.
Also Cyrus the king brought forth the vessels of the house of the Lord, which Nebuchadnezzar had brought forth out of Jerusalem.
Nebuchadnezzar was over Babylon. So you get here and they say, how did you find Babylonian artifacts here in the Americas, Central, South America, even North America, right? Because there were things that were given to them, and then you connect the dots to 2 Ezra 13. Oh, now it makes sense, right? Go ahead, come on.
And had put them in the house of his gods, even those did Cyrus king of Persia bring forth by the hand of Mithridates, the treasurer, and numbered them unto Sheshbazzar, the prince of Judah.
Right. So he numbered them and he gave them that stuff, right? And he gave them that stuff. And this is how you see that we wind up with all these type of things here that they find, all right? So when you're out there and you're trying to change breakdowns, you're destroying
10 seconds.
so much more. You want to talk about, they're between...
Yeah, you're limiting
Why?
us.
When you got all this rich
So much.
history and all these precepts here. Look, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We did 10. Then you do 2nd Ezra's. That's 11. Bro, you got a whole 2-hour class just breaking that down right there. And you want to go and change the understanding?
Hey, Deacon.
Crazy work.
Deacon, I got a observation going back to the thing you said about the validity, right? So in Genesis 49 and verse 14, where it says, Issachar is a strong ass, couching down between two burdens, right? Mentioning how strong they are, all the labor that they do, right? This is a question. And he saw that rest was good in the land, that it was pleasant, and bowed his shoulder to bear and became a servant unto tribute. So I'm here thinking about the prophecy concerning Issachar, right? Why does it capitalize on him being a servant unto tribute, whereas it doesn't capitalize that with the other tribes? But we know they were servants unto tribute.
Yeah, that's what
we know
Lamentations is about. Yeah.
Right. Wouldn't that, would that be more substance to the fact of them being a strong ass? So let's take Issachar.
Yes.
Okay, I wanted to
That's why it
validate
says they
that
couch
because I didn't
down
want to
between
bring up my own.
Because they were
you know
able
what I
to,
mean?
they were able to bear it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So that's
were
why
able to
cap.
bear it.
Okay. Damn.
Yep.
There you go. So there's more.
Claw him.
But I had to validate, because then I would be
right. Hey, and some of it's so thorough that we even have references to certain books: History of the American Indians, Lost Tribes and Promised Lands, Mystery of the Ancient Americas, right? Bibliography on Issachar, Aztec Indians. I mentioned the Aztecs is another book, Las Aztecas. There's just so much, and then you want to go over here and just give a different understanding. Come on, brothers. They coming at us. I wanted to go more into like the division and things like that, but I'm not plus in it today. So
it's like, all right, I love
it. Yeah, what it is.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to go into that and them breaking the brands of brotherhood and stuff, but it's all right. The other stuff came out. The Spirit moved us to kind of go deep on the other stuff, and that's how it happened.
DC's
all
true.
praises.
All right. So y'all get your minds right, brothers, and let's give the right breakdowns. And if you're not sure, go to israelunite.org and learn. And learn, right? And then you'll be able to look and understand more things from that and be able to stand firm when people try to come against us with this stuff. All right.
Okay.
All right, y'all. Let's do the are we gonna put up the thing for the show?
That's you.
All right. So check it out for the IT. We're seeking your assistance to enhance our national broadcast. Kindly spare a minute to provide feedback by answering 5 brief questions. So we're going to lead that up for a little bit. Just go ahead and scan that QR code right there. Just, answer these 5 questions. We want to get better with our IT. Make sure that we're giving you some good broadcasting.
All right. And don't forget the Booster Club as well. All right. That's down in the lower left right now while we leave the QR code for feedback in the right. Okay. We need that help. You want to get more stuff like this, more understanding, boots on the ground. So we see this stuff. Support the Booster Club. I'm telling you, we got some mighty things continuing to happen as we as we go and let the Lord's line go out into all the earth. All right.
That's
so
right.
make sure that your support. All right. Every little bit counts, brothers and sisters. Every little bit counts. All right. Hey, also make sure you like the show. All right. We had over 400, I think, at one point watching the show, and only 75 likes on the broadcast.
Crazy work.
That's crazy, y'all.
Crazy work.
Make it part of your routine, just like you liked giving flowers and receiving flowers when you was dating. And you know what you did. Make it part of your routine and get the likes up, all right? If you forgot to do it during the broadcast,
do it
guess
now.
what? There's 365 still tuned in.
Right.
We should have just as many likes as we do for those who are watching, all right?
You come into the room, you like.
You like.
You like.
You like.
You
like.
You subscribe, you like.
Right. You like, and you share.
We gotta
share,
we gotta finish this
like.
off with some Dominican speeches. Come
Right.
on, talk to us.
All
How was
right,
the class, Ruben?
It was good.
Muy chévere.
Come on, Mao, dog.
No, what was the Dominican word? It wasn't
bacano.
Bacano.
Bacano's good. Bacano's good. Bacano's good.
Muy bacano. Muy bacano. There we go. All right, y'all.
Oh,
Shalom.
praises, shalom.
Shalom.
I was like, nah, it's not Tato. It was Tato. It was awesome.